And we're live. What's up, everybody? Sorry for that delay. StreamYard was not on our side today, but we finally got things figured out, so we're ready to roll. I'm excited to hop into this watch along with you guys, talk about this movie, but I'm not alone. I've got some guests. First off, I've got AJ. How's it going, man?
What's up, man? I'm ready to get into this and just kind of have a good discussion about it.
Absolutely. And then I also got CertainVids. How's it going?
I don't know.
There's a bit of delay. It's all good.
It's like I just heard you twice, like in the same moment. It was like past, present, and future, like all at once. It's so weird. It's like so weird.
How are you doing
Now I'm
bro?
hearing myself. Now I'm hearing myself in my own ears.
Okay, you may need to refresh or something. Okay.
I'll be back.
I'll move on to Chris. How you doing, Chris?
I'm doing great, man. Do I sound fine? Everything sound good?
Everything sounds great.
Yeah.
As you guys
I'm
can
just happy
tell,
to
we're
be
a
here.
bunch of professionals. We
Of
know
course,
exactly what
yeah,
we're doing.
Of course.
But yeah, I'm excited about this. This is a movie that I absolutely love, but it's funny too because it's the one that probably a year ago I absolutely hated. So most likely, before we get into the watching the movie itself, we're probably going to talk, have a little discussion. I kind of want to just hear you guys' opinions right now on the movie before we go and watch it again. I do want to ask, when you watch this movie for the first time, what was your first impression? Here, let me ask this again, since Certain's back. Okay, are you good, Certain?
Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
Whoa, your audio is not good.
No, you're not.
What happened? What happened? Oh,
It's really distorted.
You sound like a robot.
it's my AirPods. It's AirPods.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
All right.
Okay, so
We're good.
okay, I'll ask you before we get into the questions. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you for asking. It's a weird night, but I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
All right,
I'm
great. So
excited. I love this movie.
My first question was, so when you saw this movie for the first time, what was your initial reaction? What was your opinion on it? I'll start with AJ.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for the most part. It didn't really sit with me well afterwards. I kind of felt like it might have been a little bit slower than I expected it to.
Okay.
And it just wasn't as intriguing as the Tobey Maguire films that came out prior to it, in my opinion. But I mean, that's how I feel. Like I can't help that. But
I feel that.
but yeah, like I rewatched it a couple months ago because we were gonna do a debate.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sat there and watched all the Spider-Man movies, minus Spider-Man 3. And yeah, like I really realized that I didn't care for this movie even more than I did.
So it went
when I
even
first
lower on
watched
your
it.
list.
Yeah, like it went lower. And then Amazing Spider-Man 2 went higher.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right. Well, I know how you feel, Certain. I think I do. So I'm going to go to Chris.
Yes. Good
Yeah.
idea.
So I saw this one in theaters, and I thought that it was amazing at the time. I thought it
Really?
was the best Spider-Man movie. Yes, I actually did. The first time I saw it, I was 12.
That's a good take. That's a good
12
take.
years old. And then I just, after that, I just didn't go back and watch it. I saw it once on like TV, I think on HBO, and I just haven't really even revisited it since. Maybe last time I watched it was 3 years ago, and I just didn't really care for certain aspects. It fell very flat to me. Like the whole
Okay.
lizard battle and everything in the third act was just very lackluster, but I do like Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. I want to clarify that.
All right, that's good. We're probably going to be gushing over Andrew a lot. I don't know so much about AJ because I know you heavily prefer Toby, right?
I do, but I do like Andrew as an actor. As
All right.
Spider-Man, not as much, but he's not horrible, and I don't feel like this movie is horrible. I want to start, by saying that first and foremost. I don't think this movie is horrible. It's just not my taste. It's not my cup of tea. And
So-
like Chris said, it falls flat a little bit in some areas.
So
All right, I totally
AJ,
get that.
let me ask you, and same goes to Chris. Do you guys think these movies are okay? You just don't prefer them. Is that the case?
That's how I feel.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
That's
fine.
I
Yeah.
think the movie is fine. It's just not my, cup of tea. And there's, some things that, like Chris said, fall flat.
Like
Okay.
subjectively doesn't work, but otherwise it's fine, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it works. I don't think the movie's broken or like
Right,
any
yeah.
plot holes or
Mhm.
anything like
I
that.
got you.
Yeah.
All right,
I
but
got you.
the one who's gonna have the most to say, I guarantee, throughout this entire stream, is Certain. So I'll just go ahead and go to you. What was your initial reaction coming out of this movie?
Initial reaction. Here's the funny part. I actually do not remember how I felt. I literally remember watching the movie, and then for like the next 5 years, I have no idea what I thought about it. But then I revisited it. Turns out I didn't like it at that point. Then I rewatched it one more time. I liked it a little bit more, but I still wasn't on board with it. It was very recently that I was inspired to go back and check it out because there was like Spider-Man debates going on. So I was like, hey, maybe these movies are good. And Thought Theater, great channel, right? He inspired me to go back, and I checked them out again with a new lens. This time, really liked them. And my guess is, and then I rewatched them in December, and I ended up enjoying them even more. So I really changed my position on the film a lot. I do like this movie a lot. I think I wasn't always that way, but I'm glad. I think I just found something to love about it, and right now this is my franchise. This is my Spider-Man franchise. So like this is the version of Spider-Man. Like I don't really care how accurate it is or whatever, but like I will say if it isn't. But like just besides all that, I just really like them. They just work for me.
I definitely see where you're coming from. I think out of all four of us, you and I are probably the ones who had the biggest like changes of heart when it comes to these movies. Are you good, Chris?
I'm good. Do I sound fine?
Okay.
Everything
Yeah,
good?
you sound great.
I'm on a hotspot
everything's
now,
good.
so it should
All
work.
right.
Everything's good.
But yeah, Certain. I'm that way because the first time I watched this movie, I hated it. I absolutely
Right.
hated it.
Yeah.
If you guys remember, I think a couple months ago it was my least favorite Spider-Man movie.
I remember that. Yeah.
And that's now for me.
Really, it's now for you? Okay.
Yeah.
Currently, my least favorite is Far From Home, which I know is controversial.
I agree. Yeah. Same for me.
Yeah, but I just had a turnaround. I don't know what it is. I'm kind of like AJ. I love just Andrew Garfield as an actor, and just I went back and rewatched it, like I said, a couple months ago, and just something clicked. I also went and watched a bunch of video essays that kind of gave me different perspectives and thoughts on it.
Yeah.
And it kind of just opened my eyes to it. This is now my favorite franchise out of all the Spider-Man franchises thus far. My favorite incarnation. But that leads into the next question, which is, out of all the 3 Spider-Man live actions we've had, where do they rank on your list? I know we had like a discussion a few months back. I don't think Chris was a part of it, but we kind of did a ranking and talked about the different ones. But it's been a few months, so I want to kind of catch up with you. So, Certain, as of right now, what is your ranking of all 3 Spider-Man?
All 3 Spider-Man. Okay. Personally speaking, just based on my preference, I would go at the bottom, Tom Holland, who I still like.
Okay.
Number 2, Tobey Maguire. And then number 1, Andrew Garfield, who's both of his movies are my favorite Spider-Man movies.
Okay, now is that subjectively or objectively?
That is subjectively. I am not.
What
going
is your
into,
objective list?
Okay, so that gets tricky. I think because I'm still uncertain whether or not the TASMs are actually like objectively speaking good. So I don't know. I think Toby might be the best. Okay, just speaking. Okay, so it's strange because when you get into like the objective argument, then you have to remove the adaptation argument because those two don't really correlate. So just speaking like adaptation wise, I'd go Toby, then Andrew, then Tom. But if we are to go based off of the movies and their quality, then I would say because Andrew possibly has the best movies.
Absolutely.
I would say he has the I would say he's the best, and then I think it's kind of a toss-up between Toby and Tom because Tom has Homecoming, which is really solid. He has Far From Home, which is really broken, and then Toby has Spider-Man 1, and because Toby's trilogy has stuff that doesn't hold up, so it's like really weird. But I don't want to get into the objective argument. It's just really tough. I just have to talk about a lot of stuff. So I'll just go for preference. I think Andrew's my favorite.
All right. Okay. So before moving on to Chris or AJ, there's another guest in the background who wants to be heard. Chris, let your girlfriend speak. She's got something to say.
All right, Cam, they want you to talk.
No way.
Yeah?
She's so
Sam, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
We don't discriminate. We don't discriminate on this channel.
Hi.
How's
Hello.
it going?
It's going good. I'm watching it on my phone.
Okay,
So
what do you
I'm
need to
fine.
say? Do you have something important to say?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is like I feel like probably a hot take, but I genuinely think that if Tobey Maguire's movies didn't come first, and if he didn't have like the brownie points of nostalgia, I think that a lot of people would say that he's the worst Spider-Man. But because he's first and because he's Tobey Maguire, then everyone like thinks he's the best.
I 100% agree with that.
I also love
think,
Andrew Garfield, so I'm over here just like
Okay.
no. I
We
love
stand Andrew Garfield. We stand Andrew Garfield in here.
What about Tom? That's your boy Tom.
Tom is. I was gonna answer. I think Tom's the best Spider-Man, personally.
You
Really?
think he's the best?
Like,
yeah, he's my number
character-wise?
Okay, explain.
Yeah, because I kind of want to hear this.
Why do I think he's the number one? I just think that he embodies that high school kid the best to me. And I know that people argue the age thing, but like the age thing, if it doesn't matter what age they are. But when I'm watching Homecoming or him in Civil War, even it's like, I don't know, it's the most relatable to me when it comes to similarities in like age and even just capturing like the child side of Spider-Man. If that makes sense.
Okay.
I think they're all
I
fantastic.
get that. I feel that.
All right.
I feel that.
And so what would your ranking be?
My ranking. So were we basing this off of their movies or just like them as Spider-Man?
Just
I would say, what do you
Both.
guys think?
Both.
Yeah, just say both.
I did both. You can do both.
The movies, number 1 is going to be Toby.
Okay.
Number 2 is going to be Tom. Number 3, Andrew. At this moment, now this watch along could change that.
Okay.
And
It will.
I think I'll say the same for Spider-Man. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
I respectfully disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, I disrespect.
I just think it's I like Tom more.
Okay, Cam, what is your ranking then?
I thought she liked Tom more. I don't know.
well.
I thought so too. She
Well,
met
yeah.
Tom.
Listen,
I thought so too.
Just because she makes all the TikToks with Tom doesn't mean she has
Yeah.
a super strong connection with him, okay?
And she met him in real life too.
I do
Oh,
really,
that's
really
true.
like Tom in his movies. I'm not a big Far From Home fan.
I'm not
After,
either. I
like-
hate Far From Home.
After sitting on it, it's just not
Yeah.
my favorite movie at all. And then also over quarantine, I rewatched Andrew Garfield's movies, and I was like, I remember I literally called Chris. I was like, why do people say that these are bad again? Can you
I don't know.
remind me?
Exactly.
I don't think they're bad at all.
Nope.
No,
Exactly.
I don't think they're bad either.
So what
I
is your
think they
ranking? Like
are.
Andrew, Tom, Toby, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Okay. That's mine. Wait, no, it's
Mine.
not. I think I have...
No, whoa.
Tom is
Let's
at the
not get
bottom. Never
crazy
mind, sorry.
here.
Tom's at the bottom for Jaren? Okay.
Let's not get crazy
I
here,
just-
bro.
For me, I also just don't like MJ in Toby's movies. She really
Yeah,
irritates me. She's super
Yeah.
annoying, so that's part of it. And then I don't really like the guy that plays Flash.
I love MJ so much.
She's annoying.
I love Kirsten Dunst's.
I like
She's
her as
fine
a
in-
person. I don't like her character arc because I feel like they're always at odds with each other. They never have a
Yeah.
moment to where they're
they
actually
don't
like...
they don't work romantically at all. Their relationship makes no sense to me.
I think she's fine in one. I think after that, it's like she really doesn't have a reason to be mad at Peter. I think
No.
it's like,
No.
Ever.
and she should have figured it out. She could have figured out he's Spider Man.
Yeah.
Like she has. He's like with a web in the cafeteria. Like, how do people not know? That's kind of
And then her arc in Spider-Man 3 is like a soap opera.
That's funny.
like come
That's
on.
funny.
She's
He punches
annoying.
Flash across the hallway. No normal people don't do that. Like, come
Everybody
on.
knows that Spider-Man 3 is kind of it's lower. So
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, I have something to say though. I am shocked. Certain. I thought is Spider-Man 2 still your number one Spider-Man movie? That's my question.
no, it's
It
like
is
number
not.
5 or
No,
something.
It's not.
No, it's
That
not
just
5.
baffles
It's not
me.
5.
I respect it, but it baffles me.
It's
like-
crazy.
It
The
sucks,
way he
bro.
was
It's a terrible movie.
the way that he was talking about it over the summer, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
was
will
like-
say, I don't think Spider-Man 2 is in my top 3 or 4. I think that it's a little overhyped. That's all I'm
Yep.
gonna say, but it's still good.
I think it's in my top 3, but only personal preference wise. I think it's not that good. I don't
What's
think
your
it's
number one?
TASM 2.
Far From Home.
Mine as well.
Has him too.
Mhm,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Tasm
like
1
the
is 2.
hottest take
Watch
on the
along coming next week, by the
that's
way.
very hot. take.
Yes.
That's a
Shameless
very
plug.
hot take.
I can't watch The Amazing Spider-Man 2 without crying my eyes out. So
Yeah, it's got the best scene in any Spider-Man movie.
I don't know. I
Okay,
don't know.
but
Best
AJ.
action, best Spider-Man, best music. It's
Yeah.
like,
Oh
Yeah.
god.
AJ, what is
the
your
suit
opinion?
dope.
What is your
Yeah.
ranking?
Okay, my ranking of the Spider-Man by actor, Toby, number 1, and Tom, and then Andrew.
Okay.
But
Explain.
acting wise, I would say Andrew's the best actor out of
Mhm.
Okay.
the
definitely,
three.
definitely.
But I don't know. These films just never really resonated with me the way that I wish they did. The seeing it in the theaters, it was decent, but like sitting on it after a few years, I was just like, and then revisiting it like a couple months ago, I was just like, no. I almost fell asleep. Like I was just like, no.
But this time is gonna be the one where it really clicks for you, and it's your favorite.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not hopeful, but
this is the one where we invalidate your opinions. This is the one where we invalidate your opinions. So you're gonna like it, don't worry.
I mean, like my opinions are my opinions. So, like,
yeah, we're gonna invalidate them. We're gonna force.
I mean, you can totally try, but
it's totally fine.
There's
no problem whatsoever.
At least the first, I can see an argument for not liking TASM 2, but the first one is just like
it's just sweet.
It's so sweet. Good. Everything about
I like TASM 2 because I just feel like it's a lot more vibrant.
I actually like the second one better than the first. Like I said, the first one used to be my least favorite. Yeah.
I feel like the first one is just kind of dark, and it doesn't really feel like Spider-Man to me. I just feel like Spider-Man is more.
I mean, I felt that way the first time.
Vibrant and like light. I don't know.
I hear you with that. Yeah,
I came around on TASM 2. I used to prefer 1, but now I prefer 2.
I don't understand the whole controversy around it because I feel like the perception of the movie when it came out is, it's not as good as the original because, yeah, everyone had that nostalgia. But then they complained about it being too dark, like you said. And then TASM 2 came out, and it was just like the comics. And they complained that it was too campy.
Well, it's
like nobody's ever happy, really.
Han was in the second one, so I kind of understand that.
He's my least favorite actor on the planet.
He's probably the worst actor on the planet. I mean,
yeah.
No disrespect.
He's not bad, but it's like he's like the worst part about that movie. So
the guy plays
he's bad.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't think he's a bad actor. I think he's just. I just think he gives bad performances. It doesn't mean he's a bad actor.
Okay, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. The performance was not good.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. No.
Yeah. No. But we'll see. We'll dive into that more next week in that watch along.
Absolutely, yeah. It's hard to talk about The Amazing Spider-Man and not just jump to 2. Yeah. That is the one I'm most passionate about, but I need to contain myself. There's a lot to love, I guess. There's a lot to hate about this one, but we're just going to hop into this. We're going to watch it. There's a lot of people in here already. Thank you guys for being patient.
Everybody's just going crazy over what I'm saying. I don't know why.
Keegan, Justice for Tom, Jacob Martin's in here. What's up? Dimension Scott. Oh, he loves Spider-Man 3. Okay. He's in the minority, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Spider-Man 3. I don't think it's good.
I like it. I don't love it.
Electro was the worst part of TASM. I'm going to contain myself. I'll talk about it.
That's not. Let's not get into it here. Let's not get into it here.
Yeah, we'll have to dive into that next week.
This is 1. All right. This is TASM 1.
Yep. But are you guys ready?
Yeah, I love how we didn't even talk about Lizard.
I'm loading right now.
It was very.
I love how we turned this into let's just bash Tobey Maguire. That's what it became.
I mean, it's kind of easy to do, to be honest.
Very true.
Okay, AJ, do you really think that he is the best, or is it nostalgia?
Nostalgia probably plays a big factor in that. But I do have more fun watching those movies. So I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
all right. Just let me know when y'all are good.
I'm good now. I got it.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
Is everyone okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I will leave you guys. Have fun.
All right. See you, Cam.
All right. See you.
She may be back next week.
Yep.
Nice.
Maybe.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to both click play on my computer and hit the stopwatch.
I agree with
it may just be a couple seconds behind.
I like Spider-Man 3, don't think it's good. That's what I agree with. That's a comment in the chat.
Okay. Let's see here.
I like aspects of Spider-Man 3. I can't really get into
what just happened.
It's kind of hard to rewatch for me.
Spider-Man 3?
Yeah. It's kind of hard to rewatch for me.
Yeah. I think there's definitely things I enjoy in it, but
definitely.
It's I don't like rewatching it. I don't know why. Yeah. It's like
it's probably the least rewatchable Spider-Man film for me.
Have y'all seen the director's cut?
Even below the Spider-Man 3?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's great.
Honestly, it fixes a couple of things, yeah. It improves a little bit.
If we're talking about the Spider-Man 3 right now, I did doze off when I was rewatching the Raimi trilogy this past summer. It's not terrible, but it's not very good.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think it just. I
Agreed.
think it just gets overhyped. I think it's just.
Yeah.
Like I understand, like it's a really good adaptation. I really understand that, but it's like the movies themselves, I just don't think hold up. I just don't think they do.
Fair.
We may have to do like a Spider-Man trilogy
It's a
watch
little
along
length-
on here.
I think it's a little lengthy too.
It is.
I agree. Yeah, I think
It
they're all.
overextends its stay a little bit.
I think 3 is really long. I think it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
really
Okay.
long.
But you guys are all ready, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Wait, hang on. All right.
I'm gonna have this stopwatch here, then I'm gonna go back to every once in a while during the movie, so everyone in the chat can kind of stay on sync with us. I'm not gonna guarantee that all of us are gonna be on sync just because we're on line lag, but it'll be
Yeah.
close enough.
Close enough. Yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna do a countdown. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. Okay,
I think we got it.
let's go. I'm ready for this.
yeah.
You can already hear that score. I love the score. That's
Oh,
another
yeah.
positive about this movie.
James Horner, man. James Horner. This
So,
is like
Ja-
iconic. This is like iconic to me. This is an iconic score to me. I'm not
Horner
gonna lie to
scored
you.
the first, and Zimmer scored the second, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's so fun. It's like you guys are a commentary track.
I'm having.
Yeah.
I don't know who I prefer, to be honest. I think they both did equally a good job.
I prefer Zimmer hands down.
I think this main theme that you're hearing right now, like this is dude, this is hands down my favorite Spider-Man theme. I think the score overall though, I think Zimmer did a bit better job.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn the volume down for the movie a little bit.
I agree with this statement.
Which statement?
This one. Andrew and Emma
yeah.
easily make TASM the best movies.
I agree.
Hot take.
Hot
I'm
take,
not-
are you sure?
I got no. I'm saying I have a hot take on that statement.
Okay.
Not a huge fan of Emma Stone.
All
Not a
right.
huge
So
fan of Emma Stone.
I'm just, if your
just
mic
brush
is muted,
past
it's
that.
nothing against you. I'm kidding.
Let's just
No, my
brush
mic's muted
past
because
that.
Yeah.
I can't hear the movie on right now, so like I'm having issues on my end.
Oh,
It's
really?
playing in sync, but I think that I'm gonna have to like maybe play it on another computer, but it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love this opening.
I mean,
really
yeah,
do.
because up until this point, we had never seen Peter as a kid. There wasn't an origin for before he was with his aunt and uncle, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it
You
does,
guys
the
like that it
perfect-
included the parents?
Definitely. I do. I think it's a unique take. And I love the way this is just reflecting on the entire movie because this is Peter searching for his father, which is the point of the entire movie.
Right.
But he can't find his father, and now he's in the room. This room contains everything that's going to create Spider-Man. And so technically he's just found himself, which is the point of him like finding his place in the world, which is the point of the movie.
I'm having some difficulty here.
Are you guys behind?
Yeah, my video keeps buffering for some reason. I don't know why.
Here, I'll pull
So-
up the stopwatch just in case you want to know around where we're at.
Ah, dang. I'm like 20 seconds behind.
I'm like 2 or 3 seconds behind. It's fine. What happened to Chris? Did he freeze again?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't know why this is being stupid.
Keegan V says Tom and Jacob easily make Spider-Man Homecoming the funniest Spider-Man movies. Yeah, we might have to talk about those another time, but I kind of agree with that. Maybe.
Dang, I'm having some issues, man.
Dude, I think these are the funniest ones, man. I think TASM is like the funniest ones. I'm not even joking.
Possibly.
Like I agree Homecoming's a good comedy, but I laugh way more at these movies.
Are you
I
good,
don't
AJ?
think I don't think I, no, I'm not. I'm going to try to figure something else out.
Do you want us to pause it?
Do you want us to
pause it?
No, no, don't pause it. Don't pause it. No.
Okay.
Please don't. Oh my
Okay.
I'm going to try to find
Okay.
it somewhere else.
Jacob Martin says, I don't
Here,
think we
I
needed
might
this
just-
intro with Peter as a kid and the mystery with his parents. That mystery
Ooh.
angle just never appealed to me.
Oof.
No, we needed the scene because it's it sets up the entire movie. This is a metaphor for the entire movie.
Oh,
I think again people have an issue with it because they didn't do it in the Toby movies, so it's different.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's why people don't like that. I think it's just.
Yo,
See, now we're setting up the fact that he gets bullied at school. We're back to normal. We're back to normal.
you're muted, Chris.
Sorry, I was muted, but I'm
Okay.
good. I got it in sync because I never paused the movie, so I'm good to go.
Okay, so you're around this time.
I'm right at that time. Right
Okay,
on it.
sweet.
Yep.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna
All
put
right.
it in the Blu-ray because this is not working for me.
Okay.
I love this high school environment. I really do. I think it's like a perfect example. Like it's a little dramatic, but it's like for the most part, it
This
feels like a
scene
real
right
high
here
school.
is savage.
It really is. Yeah. I mean, you can't blame her because like she didn't do anything wrong.
Hey, you
It's
want to hang
like-
out with me and my boyfriend?
See, now we're establishing differences. He's not, he's not a classic nerd.
Which that was weird to me when I was younger. Even I never
know,
thought of Peter as being someone who had a skateboard.
All right, let's talk about this. Why are I went to high school. I don't recall people kissing like that ever.
I agree. That's why I was saying like it's a little over dramatic, but for
You
the
went
most
to the wrong
part,
high school.
it's pretty okay.
Well, there were times, but like dramatic.
Cam says the whole parent storyline would have made sense if they kept that alt scene in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah, that's a good point.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I never understood like the problem with the picture thing because like I think that's just showing like he's shy, like he doesn't really have good social skills. That's what I took it as.
Is he shy though? Because he's the one speaking up.
I mean, I think just like talking with normal people, he's just like not normal because like he's kind of an outcast. Like right now, like because he's good at his heart, he's going to stand up for that kid. But it's like, when it's just like a normal conversation, he just like stutters over himself. He doesn't really know how to speak.
Yeah.
I love this part. Hang on. Still not taking the picture.
I will say this: I think the other Flash from the first movie is so much better. From the first trilogy.
Joe Manganiello?
I agree.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I got the Blu-ray, so I got to put that in.
Okay, I'll bring up the timer so you can kind of sync it.
Doesn't work for me.
In how long has it been? 6 minutes. We've set up Peter's character perfectly. We know everything about him. He's someone who was abandoned when he was young. He has trouble talking to people, but he's a good guy at his heart. That's what we need to know about him.
My only question is why is he a dude in 2012 using a camera from like the early 1990s?
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, see, he's not talking right. He doesn't know how to talk to people.
Their chemistry is perfect right away.
Oh yeah, they click.
I like the
instantly.
score quite a bit too.
I think there are points though where it's like a little distracting because like Andrew Garfield's like making like model faces, so it's like it's hard to take him as Peter Parker.
What you
But-
call model faces, a lot of people call drunk faces, which is another problem they had with Andrew early on.
Yeah, that's true. I don't get that.
Okay, so here's the introduction of Aunt May. So I want to ask you guys, on terms of all the renditions of that character we've gotten, and Uncle Ben, of course,
Okay.
where does she and Uncle Ben in this movie stand for you compared to the other ones?
I like this Aunt May more than Marissa Tomei's Aunt May,
Okay.
but not by much.
agree.
So, is she like second or first to you? So do you still prefer the one in the Raimi trilogy?
Oh yeah,
Grandma
definitely. Yes, Grandma May.
May? Okay.
Yes,
What about you, Chris?
For sure.
That's a tough one. Like, I think that the original from the Raimi trilogy has like the most meaning and like the
Yeah.
most influence.
Okay.
But I like Marissa Tomei quite a bit. These are. This one here is like fine to me. I don't know. Like,
I
tread
like
lightly,
Marissa Tomei
Chris.
quite a bit too.
Tread lightly.
oh man.
Oh shoot!
I like this Uncle Ben a lot though.
This
But I
Uncle
prefer
Ben,
the original Uncle
I
Ben.
think I prefer this Uncle Ben over
Wow.
the original. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay.
I think Aunt May from the Raimi trilogy will always be the best, but I like the interactions between Peter and this iteration of Uncle Ben and Aunt May a little more.
It seems
I
like
think
I don't know.
the
They
way
feel like
he
more
is
of a
around
couple.
them. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I think it's just different. I think it's just like I can't really compare them because it's like with the originals they were going for like trying to set up like the feeling of grandma and grandpa's house. This is more like an actual like a kid who was adopted or something like that.
How old were his parents when they had him? Because no matter what, like the aunt, uncle, or the parents, they're old. They're older for sure.
Can you pull up that stop clock again?
Yeah, for sure. There you go.
Well, Peter was 4 when his parents left him in these movies. That's all I know.
He looked a little older than that.
Well, in the credits he says it's age 4, so that's what I'm going off of.
I went to a little.
That was a big 4-year-old.
Yeah, he was.
It was, yeah. Yeah. I remember that kid. He was on Lab Rats. That's what I know him off of.
That kid
Yeah,
was on Lab Rats? Oh, okay.
The kid who plays young Peter in these
Okay.
movies.
He's a British kid.
Is he?
Really?
Yep.
Just like Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield, is he British?
Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield is British.
Andrew Garfield's
Garfield is British.
Yeah.
I thought he was Australian.
Really?
Oh no. What? Where's that coming
Dude,
from?
Australian?
Yeah.
why? Why did you think that? Just the accent, maybe?
Good on, mate. My name's Andrew. How are you? I'm Spiderman.
Hemsworth's
bad.
Australian though.
That's bad. All right.
Emma Stone's Australian too, right?
No,
No, she's
what?
not. Is
What
she?
is she?
No.
No, what?
She's American.
She's American. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
She's.
Are you all in sync, AJ?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much in
Okay.
sync. I'm at like 11 right now.
Okay.
So I'm like 10 seconds behind, but it's fine.
All right.
I love the Einstein poster in the back there. I don't know why.
Did the flashbacks work for you guys?
I feel like they could have easily just put that at the beginning when the rest was going on.
It's because his dad is supposed to come back. If they kept that scene in.
I like this though.
It's like unique.
I'm having some really bad technical difficulties today.
Are you good now though?
I think I'm good now. I got the movie going on my TV here.
Okay.
I was having them too, man. So you're not alone.
And, yeah, my headphones were acting crazy earlier. And we're good now, though, I think,
All right, great.
until the next thing happens.
No, but like in the future, this is such an easier way than watching it on the TV because actually hear and have the subtitles on.
Yeah. hmm
Yeah.
That's why I always like watching it
Yeah.
on the actual computer as well, but didn't work out this way this time.
I will say about this scene, it's a little convenient that all of the answers are there
in
to set
one
up the
folder.
rest of the movie.
One
Yeah, I
briefcase.
think his entire origin is really contrived. I think.
Yeah.
Because his dad's plan essentially relies on him finding a briefcase that he almost forgot to leave down there, which would have been ruined in the flood. So number one, he has to find the briefcase conveniently. Number two, all that stuff is in there, and then he has to go to Oscorp at the right time where Irfan Khan is in there, and he has to bump into him, and he has to be carrying the exact papers he needs to realize that he's connected to his father. So he has to follow him around to learn the passcode to the doorway, which is where he gets bitten by the spiders.
That was great.
Thank
Great
you for
rundown.
attending my TED Talk.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Is it not just kind of creepy that he has Gwen as the wallpaper on his computer?
It's a little creepy.
A little bit.
A little bit.
probably
And it's,
they're
like
not dating.
it's like zoomed in, or maybe he's working on that photo. I don't know. Is that
He
his
was touching up
background?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he was
it's hard to
touching up.
tell.
Yeah, he was touching
Yeah.
up the photo.
It's hard to tell. Again, it's 2012 and he's got a 90s computer. I don't see how I can get any work done.
It looks like an early 2000s computer. I don't know. They're not like that well off, so that's
I
probably.
think it's just a Sony computer. I think it might just be a
Okay.
Sony computer.
Probably.
Of course.
It's like they really want to market themselves in these movies.
Mhm.
Hi, I just have a really small input
Oh
about.
my god, I have no idea.
Okay, you scared
Sorry.
the crap out of me.
Because I wasn't looking at the screen.
Yeah.
You guys were saying that it's a little weird that he has Gwen like on his computer screen, but in Toby's Spider-Man, he has like a photo booth thing of MJ, but it's like just MJ. Not him and MJ, not MJ and anybody else, it's just MJ. Like, you know how you take pictures in a photo booth and it gives you like multiple?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Is that in the
He has
first
that,
Spider-Man?
No, yeah.
It's
he
in the
has
second
that, like,
one.
on
It's in
his
the second one.
mirror. And I'm like, how did you get that?
That is kind of weird.
Just MJ.
Maybe she
And
just
they're like,
maybe she just gave him.
no,
to
they're not
something.
together. They're not together at that point, I don't think.
Oh, that's true.
That's a good call out.
I don't know.
They're not together in the majority of
Yeah.
those movies.
So I'm like, how did he get that? At least Andrew took the picture.
I guess Toby is a little more creepy though, because he was also like staring at her through a window.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
That is
it's
true.
easy when they live next door, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's multiple
I don't
trade-offs,
know
I
if that's
guess.
creepy. I don't know. I don't feel like that's creepy.
Here you go.
You don't feel like that's creepy.
No, like he wasn't like staring at her. He just saw her, and both of their windows were open. He just looked over. And
Okay,
have you
true.
ever like liked a girl and then you're like you see her from across the room and you have that glance?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like that's creepy.
Well, if you ever liked a girl and you just happen to have her photo on your desktop, I think it's like the same thing. So,
You know,
it's
I
like the same
guess.
thing.
but I think he was really touching up the photos though. I don't think it was his background.
This scene right here is funny.
I like this scene. Yeah, it's funny.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I laughed at all on either one of these movies.
For real?
Really? I thought it was funny when Andrew's like messing with the robbers, webbing them up on the wall and stuff. I think that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like when he like webs them in the crotch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, a knife!" Like that scene.
And he was like a chew.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't work for me for some reason. Maybe I have no soul.
Tell him Rodrigo Guevara is down here.
Do we see Norman in these movies? I forget.
The second one, he looks like a lizard too.
Well, you saw him in like the little image of Oscorp there for a second,
Yeah.
but it was like
And
a
it looked
silhouette of
nothing
him.
like the actor.
Is it the
No, it
guy?
looked like
that-
Chris Cooper. It looked like Chris Cooper.
Eh.
It was like a silhouette. It was like a silhouette of him, so it was like a little hard to make out, but I could tell.
Okay, and
I really
here
like this
is
actor.
Dr. Connors.
I really like the actor. I think he did a good job.
Mm.
How do you guys feel about this villain?
Just average
Good.
to me.
Yeah,
Good.
average, very average.
I think he's good.
Forgettable, in my opinion. Just really run of the mill villain. Yeah,
I will say he was probably the biggest reason I hated this movie initially,
yeah.
because I didn't like him. What do you think,
Yeah.
Chris?
I think that it's a decent villain, but the effects could have been 10 times better just because of the superhero CGI in movies that were coming out at the time. It was like 2012, right? The same year as like the Avengers. So I think they could have just made it look a little cleaner personally.
I don't know. I think it looks better than the Avengers, possibly.
Really?
I think like
Well, I hate the
stuff
Avengers,
like
so
stuff like the Chitauri.
Oh.
It's like I think it looks better than the Chitauri.
Wow.
So-
I don't
like
think
the ships in Avengers just look like clean, and even like the scene right leading up to the circle up when it shows some of the Chitauri with their mask off, I think it looks better than when like people start mutating into lizards, personally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that part's a little. Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like anything was wrong with the character design of Lizard. I feel like the villain itself fell flat.
yeah, I like Dr. Connors, like as Dr. Connors.
I like Dr. Connors as Dr. Connors. Maybe not even in this movie, but in the Raimi trilogy, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
This is cool technology.
it's just so forgettable, in my opinion.
You really thought you could get away, dude.
Can you pull up the timer? See where we're
Yeah,
at.
got you.
1832. That is.
I think Cam hates them together.
Who? Oh crap! Hang on. Okay, I'm a little bit behind, just a little bit.
Okay, so at this point, before they started filming, were they already together?
No, I think they started dating
they
because of
started-
this movie.
Yeah, after or during production. I don't think it was beforehand.
Okay, because you could
See, this is what I
definitely
was
tell
talking about.
that. What?
He has to bump into this guy at the exact same moment, and at the right moment, and he has to be carrying that exact folder in order to find out where he's going, so that he can become Spider-Man. It's a little
Exactly.
contrived.
Yeah, that actor
Yeah.
actually passed away.
Oh yeah,
Did
rest
he
in peace.
really?
Yeah, he's a great
Yeah.
actor. Yeah, he's a great actor.
He was
Wow.
in.
Hollywood
He was
actor.
also in Jurassic World.
He was in Jurassic World.
He
in,
was. Yeah, he was.
He was in Life of Pi.
Oh yeah, he was.
What else was he in? He's been in a couple of movies. He's mainly a Bollywood actor, though.
That's what I thought.
Okay. Gotcha.
So we're coming up on a very infamous moment for the character of Peter Parker.
The fact that he was able to memorize that password, a little convenient, I think. But
Yeah, there's a lot of
don't doubt it.
conveniences early on for sure.
yeah. Although I just like the fact that it's just different.
Yeah,
I just like it. I understand writing standpoint, not the best, but I just like it's not, conventional.
I like the fact that you actually get to see what Oscorp does. I feel like, and
I don't
especially, like-
understand I know people don't like it because it's like all the villains were coming from Oscorp. I don't understand that because I just find that cool.
Yeah. But I feel like in the Raimi trilogy, they didn't really show much of what they did. I think they like tested that glider early on.
Yeah.
We didn't have many glimpses into Oscorp.
No, I
Oscorp
mean,
just feels
it's a
like a
tech
villain in
company.
this.
Yeah.
I don't know where you guys are getting at, but okay.
What do you guys think about this? The way that this scene plays out, how he gets, bit by the spider and all that.
I'm just mesmerized by the score right now.
To be
That's just-
honest, I
just where I
actually
am.
this is borderline like a first time watch for me. Borderline. It feels like it, like low key.
Really?
And I'm so unfamiliar with like earlier parts of this movie. Yeah.
How are you feeling about it?
I mean, it's not terrible. I had this built up this thing in my head that it was like really bad because of Twitter. You don't see a movie for a few years and then you're like, it's trash. I mean,
Twitter can be toxic.
yeah, exactly.
It can be. They take things way too far.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would say it's trash. It's just like we haven't gotten any type of action yet.
Correct.
And what we're in, what time are we on here?
So right now we
20,
are at
30 minutes?
21 minutes, 22 minutes.
Yeah, it's just like it's slow moving, and I don't think that's a objective or subjective. That's
Yeah, like
literally.
does anyone know the timestamp for when Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is bit in the first movie? That would be an interesting thing. It's probably around the same time.
That's in the first 10 minutes, I'm pretty
No,
sure.
that's like in the
Yeah,
first 10 minutes,
So
15.
yeah, that does a better job of hooking me. That movie.
Yeah, it definitely has better pacing for sure.
hmm Maybe I could convince you guys that the Raimi trilogy is a little bit better.
I prefer the slow moving build up.
You do prefer the slow moving buildup?
I do. I think it feels more rewarding when he's taken his time to become Spider-Man.
I mean, it's a new origin. This is a new perspective on the story.
I think he takes his time to become Spider-Man in the first one as well.
I don't know. I think he's Spider-Man by like 40-minute mark.
I
I'm
remember
pretty
this
sure.
scene.
Okay, this scene has some pretty bad editing.
I'm pretty sure they played this scene in the trailer.
Do they? I haven't seen the trailer in years, like a really long time.
That'd be fun to
This scene
revisit
was in
the trailer.
Yeah.
There's a really funny moment in here. I don't know how it snuck in, but I will point it out when it shows up.
I think
It's
I
a
know
cool
what you're talking
fight.
about. Certain.
This
It's a
close
cool
up on the
fight.
drop is cool.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's a cool fight. It's like nicely choreographed, but it's like the editing department just like messed it up. Hang on. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Okay, lots of. I don't need those many cuts, man. I don't need that many cuts. Hold up. Okay. So
Why'd you have to put your hand on her shoulder?
Yeah, you didn't have to.
What was with the bottle? Do people do that?
Yeah, people do that. Yeah,
I've
It's like
never
prank.
seen. I've never seen anybody do that or heard of anybody
Okay.
doing that.
This is gonna be interesting. It's like once you see it, it's like hard to forget it.
Okay. I'm really curious.
Okay, hold up. Just wait until that guy like picks up his skateboard. Okay, look at this guy, right? He's picking up his skateboard. Look at what happens midway when he rushes at him. He changes his race. He's now a white person.
What? I missed it. I think you're behind, and I missed it.
Really quick. That was really quick.
That was a black guy, and he just turned white midway.
Wow.
I don't know how that happens.
I would have to rewatch it.
I still didn't
Yeah, me
catch
too.
it.
I would have to
Yeah.
do like slow mo.
Can you put up the timer again to see if I'm
Yep.
behind? 57. Okay, I'm like 10 seconds behind.
Okay, I think his origin of becoming Spider-Man after the fact is way cooler than the Raimi trilogy.
Oh, I agree. Yep.
I actually disagree. I like the origin of Raimi better, and now I just like the way that plays out. Like the scene where they're testing their powers, we're about to get to, right? Because I need to compare those. 'Cause it's been a while, and then I'll get my full take on it.
And I also enjoy the organic webbing a lot more. I think it's more compelling, and yeah, I don't know. I know that in the comics he has like web shooters, but
Right. Is it kind of odd to you guys that he has all the senses of a spider, but he can't shoot webs naturally?
yeah, that's just kind of odd to me. Even in the comics, that's why I enjoy the organic webbing better.
I can understand that. It's kind of... I
Where does
like
Cam come
both.
from?
What did I upset you about? I see the chat.
Yeah,
What happened?
what's happening there?
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
Oh. That's rough.
Welcome to Dr. Phil.
That's rough. But
Yeah. I want to know what I did to upset her because I said I probably preferred the.
Yeah,
Raimi
it's probably
origin.
that. Yeah, it's probably that.
Here we go.
Okay, so Keegan thinks that organic webbing is weird.
I would like to know why. I would like to know why organic webbing is weird.
Yeah,
if
let
he
us
can
know.
if he can
I
do
think
all
it-
this other
What do you
stuff.
mean?
I just think it's like it makes sense. It's just like a really superficial thing to argue about,
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't really have an
Don't
impact.
spiders
really.
actually shoot webs out of their, excuse my French, their ass?
They
Yeah,
do?
and that was a joke in Homecoming.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, it was like something. I don't know. I think he said, "Do you lay eggs?" or something. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's like it's not organic
It's
because
still not.
Dang, we
accurate.
need to see
Like,
that
it is
take on the
organic.
movie.
I feel like
Oh.
it is organic still.
Yeah, I honestly
I mean, it
think
comes
that
from
it
its
still
body.
comes out of them. But yeah, it's out of their body.
This is nice.
This
massive.
scene is
This is
amazing.
hard.
This montage is great.
I think the only problem is that right after they followed with like a weird, like just like weirdly tone, like a weird tone scene. It's really weird. It's just him sitting on the bed, being like creeped out.
They were trying to recreate the spaz out scene in the first one, the Raimi trilogy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which scared the crap out of me as a kid. I don't know why. It just always did. It's like a crazy fever dream.
I think that was kind of intentional by Raimi.
Probably because he has
his
those horror
background is-
elements in his
Yeah,
work.
his background is in horror, so there's a
Yeah, see,
few.
This scene's like weirdly placed because it like follows that nice, fun, upbeat scene. It's so cool. It's just out of place.
The webbing does have something to do with the movies because TASM Spidey breaks his shooters in the second one, I think.
Yeah, I think
So
he has web shooters in the MCU as well.
you know
also
what's
you can
super
you. Yeah, go ahead.
Spider Gwen, her webs just like come out of her suit, and her suit just like absorbs moisture from like the air, and that's how her webs are made. So she doesn't have web shooters, but she doesn't run out of web fluid. If that
That's
makes
really
sense.
cool. That's
That is
really cool. I want to see a lot more of Spider Gwen and Miles Morales and just other, Spider-Man. I think Peter Parker, he's cool. I like Peter Parker.
But
My
his story's
favorite-
been told.
Exactly.
tired.
Multiple times. Let's get some, other folks in here, So,
You know what makes me angry? I see a lot of people when they talk about Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, they're like, he's just not smart enough. They go, he's not nerdy, and then they go, he's not smart.
I don't think that's accurate.
I
I
think
know.
it's very.
That's
He
not
acts
accurate.
kind of more nerdy than Toby in a lot of ways. Because I
He's-
thought it was
he's-
odd. Go ahead.
Yeah. No. I was just gonna say he's like a modern day nerd. Like this is just how nerds
Yeah.
are
He's
now.
Yeah,
nerdy like
definitely.
we're nerdy.
Because if you think about it, we never saw like that technology and stuff in the Toby movies. But like in this one, yeah, it was odd that in the beginning he had like a skateboard, but then you go to his room and it's filled with technology and all these gadgets he's made.
Yeah.
That's way more nerdy to me.
Well, it's also just like if you like saw me on the streets, you wouldn't think that I was like into nerdy
Yeah.
stuff or anything like that. But you see my room,
Okay.
I have a crap ton of Star Wars and like Marvel stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just because
Yeah.
he doesn't look nerdy doesn't mean that he's not.
True.
That was cool.
Thank you. I like this part, man.
I always
Oh,
just
this is
really
funny.
zone out on this scene.
I like the extra like needed dialogue.
Yeah.
Because, like in the first Spider-Man, the Raimi trilogy, besides that, with great power comes great responsibility speech, what scene was there that they had, like, very important dialogue? I felt like everything was always surface level.
I feel like this scene is super important because it's kind of his fault that he becomes a lizard villain. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he gave me the equation, so it's his fault and it is his responsibility. So it's got like an extra weight to it, kind of.
So we're just past the 30-minute mark.
Yeah.
And
I'm like
Nothing.
31
I'm
minutes.
not
in.
saying that I can't enjoy a movie without any action.
Yo, Chris, I'm right with you, bro.
Yeah, I'm just saying. That's literally not it. Like, I'm just saying in every other.
Expand your brain, please. I'm begging.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't think you need to expand your brain
No,
to
have you,
be
the social network.
entertained. Like, I just feel
Come
like
on.
this is not
I just, a
Same
little more
person.
pacing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't
It's
hate
got a
it now,
slower
but
pace.
yeah, it's just like, all right, let's get there. He's been
Mhm.
bit.
Like,
Well, yeah, that's what I was
What?
saying. They're like
Yeah,
taking their
15
time to like make it feel more rewarding.
Does it not bother you that in the original, when he got bit by the spider, he kind of just ran with it?
No, he didn't. He freaked out. He
Yeah,
really
but-
did freak out.
Okay, but you didn't see him like researching all the different spiders to see what the side effects are. If I got bit by a spider, first thing I'm gonna do is go to the internet, figure out what I got bit by, and see if I'm about to die.
I think.
That's true.
I don't know. He woke up. He was buff. He didn't want to question it too much.
And he runs with it. It's like,
I mean,
dude,
he
why
doesn't
am I
want to
buff
question it
now?
way too much.
Why am I buff now?
He
Why
can
am I
see now without
unlike?
glasses?
Why can I see when I'm not supposed to be able to see? It's like, question this stuff. Like, it's not a problem. It's just like, it's just something these movies do better.
I think
Yeah.
that these movies also, there might not be as much action right now, but it's because they kind of focus more on the mystery sort of aspect of it, if that makes sense.
And they
Yeah,
make
that-
up
that's
for
where
it in the
that's
second
where it
one.
loses me. With
No,
the-
They
and
make up
honestly-
for the action in the second one.
When I say action, I don't mean like an action scene like something out of Infinity War. It's like anything that's
Compelling.
Like, yes. Like,
Well, I mean, you just
truly
had the train scene
engaging.
though. You just had the scene in the subway. That was an action scene.
Oh,
Period.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like generic to me though, and I'm not
Very.
flaming the movie. It was just like, okay, whatever,
Beggars can't be choosers.
whatever.
Preach.
I'm just saying.
Honestly, though, like truthfully, I'm just gonna say this right now.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes I don't even have to justify something. Like if I just don't like it,
Here's
and
your
I
action
can't put
scene.
it into words,
Here's your action
it's
scene.
like
Here's your action scene.
that's just how I feel.
Yeah, see,
about
yeah,
it.
this is an action scene.
I like this scene. This is a good scene.
Have any of you guys seen 17 again?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This scene gives me the same energy
It does.
as the basketball scene in that movie.
it does remind me of that movie.
Certain. That's funny because we had that conversation recently
Yeah.
that the opening of Homecoming is just like
Homecoming, yeah.
when he goes to high school for the first time in 17 again.
It is, yep.
I love this music.
See, this is different compared to the first Raimi because he's not doing stuff that no normal person can do. He's doing stuff that's still reasonable. Like, people can catch basketballs like that. It's not out of the ordinary.
When he dunks, and goes
Shaq,
to the backboard,
Shaq can catch a
little
basketball
wild.
like that.
But
He's
I
got
agree.
super strength.
And people can dunk without, by breaking the backboard. They can do that. It's fine.
I kind of find it interesting that
I don't know if
Peter
it's
is
funny.
not. It's not really getting bullied in this movie. He's like trying to like help other people not get bullied.
Wait.
But he does get
Okay.
bullied though.
Okay, she said
I
17
mean,
again.
after the fact, though.
This is just like the lunchroom scene
That's
with
what I said.
Maggie's
Yeah,
boyfriend.
yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I said. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I see that now.
The thing you said about him not getting bullied and how I think earlier you guys were talking about how he's not necessarily awkward or like shy or whatever. I think it makes sense because it's not like getting bit by a spider like makes him sarcastic in the way that Spider-Man is. You know what I mean? Like he already kind of has to have that as Peter Parker,
Which I feel like he definitely did.
which he definitely does.
He
And
did.
Toby doesn't have that much of it, but we obviously see him being sarcastic and funny as Peter.
I think it's not as like blunt and in your face though with the Raimi trilogy.
How do
I
you
don't
go
think
to
it's
the
there at
principal's office for breaking a backboard? I feel like you should get a trophy for that.
Nah, you probably get kicked
You're
out.
breaking school
No,
property.
It's not like you do it on
property, dude.
purpose. He doesn't know his own strength.
He can't tell anybody that.
Why would he?
Truthfully, though,
Why
do you
would-
think that they? I'm not going to nitpick. Like, trust me, it doesn't bother me. But don't you think that they would question the fact that this nerd just shattered the backboard? Like, shouldn't he be a stud on the basketball team? I'm playing kind of like the
That's
devil's
what I'm
advocate.
saying.
Yeah.
You don't give someone detention for that. You give them a spot on the team.
Yeah.
But it's still
Costing
school
the
property
money.
though. That's
yeah,
the thing.
you're costing the school money.
But it's interesting you bring that up, Chris, because that's what I was talking about with Spider-Man 1. He's like, he's like shooting webs. He's like shooting webs out of his arms, and nobody questions
True.
that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
He throws
And
Flash.
Even in
across
Homecoming,
the
like,
hallway.
no one sees.
And everybody's like, "Whoa," but they
no
don't
one
really
sees
question
Peter
it.
clear the fence in Homecoming either.
No.
He's got you on his computer.
They're so good.
Mm.
Can you put up the time code again?
Yes, sir.
36-7. All right, cool. We're like right on sync.
All right, great. Keegan says, I don't like Peter getting back at Flash. Makes Peter look dumb.
Mm.
Dumb?
I
I
disagree
don't
with that.
think dumb. He just kind of seems like a little bit of a jerk when he does that. But
Well,
I mean,
but
that's
he-
how you learn your
all
lesson
Peters.
by doing that, you know? Like, he had to do that in order to learn his lesson about responsibility.
no, he didn't. He didn't
I guess
have
it's
to do it.
unnatural for him to lose his composure like he did.
Yeah, but
But I don't think it
just
makes him
got
look
bit-
dumb.
I think he just got bit by a spider, so his whole like persona is kind of changing. It's kind of, it kind of emboldened him a little bit.
And it's just also the perspective that he always gets pushed around, and now he's got the upper hand.
Yeah,
I
would agree.
It's the nerd. It's like, the bully getting back at the bullier,
Yep.
They're
It's
so
just him
cute.
getting back. It's just getting revenge.
Is there dialogue, like, is that scripted, or is that all
It
just on the
cannot be
fly?
scripted.
It
It
feels so
cannot be scripted.
natural.
It has to be natural.
I love them.
oof.
They don't even decide on what they're gonna do. It's just like, yeah, we'll just do this. It's fine.
Because that would have been annoying to write. Maybe if you, like,
Yeah, yeah,
what if you...
Oh no, that's definitely not scripted.
yeah.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work for me.
What?
What doesn't
It
work for
doesn't.
you? What doesn't work for you?
It just doesn't.
Okay, so you're saying you walked up to your crush for the first time, and you just knew how to talk to her right away.
Oh no. I'm not saying that.
So
It
what doesn't
just-
work then?
That scene, it just didn't work for me.
But like
This
what?
scene is one of my favorites it's probably my favorite in the movie. I've always liked this song.
Wait, I
I'll
don't-
listen to it in my car.
I don't understand how the scene didn't work for you, AJ.
So he's like
Didn't
gradually
make-
getting
didn't
better
make
at
me feel
skateboarding,
anything.
and he's gradually getting better at being Spider-Man.
Wait, AJ, so you
It's like
don't like
perfect
this
parallels.
warehouse scene?
No. This is a good scene. I like.
Oh,
this
okay.
scene. Yeah, I like this scene.
He's talking about Peter and Gwen.
Yeah.
And he's doing it in an abandoned area, so nobody sees that.
This makes a
he's
lot more sense than
Spider-Man.
trying to jump off a building immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would give you that. I will give you that.
And then this is how he realized that he needs to make webs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's Tarzan right now.
It's just a perfect parallel. Like he gets better at skateboarding, gets better at being Spider-Man. It's cool.
He doesn't get better at talking to Gwen Stacy though.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Not
Are
in
you
that one scene
serious?
that we just saw.
Well, he hasn't gotten better yet.
Well, that's
Dude, when
one
he sees
scene.
through a window.
That's not a montage. That's one scene. Keegan saying, I liked when Miles tripped off the building and falls.
Yeah, that was funny. They all have their own takes of it, which is cool.
Yep.
It is probably scripted because Mark Webb is very good at writing. I don't know. I don't think it's scripted. I highly doubt it. Writing dialogue like that and then pulling it off, acting-wise, very hard.
If I wasn't watching this movie with you guys, I would be probably asleep. I'm just saying.
I would be asleep too.
Yeah,
But
I
for
know
other
you would.
reasons.
I know you would because you've been up for 24 hours. Crazy. Longer than 24 hours. You probably got a little bit of sleep though.
36 hours.
Woo! That's crazy.
How does that how do you flick a hologram? I don't get it.
I mean, it's like Iron Man.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I know, it's always bothered
Kind
me.
of like,
Yeah.
you know, those when we got smart boards in like middle school and high school and stuff, and
Yeah.
teachers would have to like do like the corners to like sync it up. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right?
It's kind of, I feel like it's the same thing. It just
Didn't
like,
they have to do it with a pen though?
yeah, but I'm saying for holograms, it's probably like synced up to like register hand movement,
Oh, okay.
like scan hand movement, so it can see when you're grabbing something and where you put it.
Cam, why don't you get a seat? You're making me anxious.
Oh, sorry. Do you want to hear?
You can sit if you want.
Do you want me to?
You can stay or go. I don't care. I really don't. It's fine. Just say, like,
I've been put in
everyone
an
here is
awkward
fine with
position.
it.
Okay, hold that.
Did he insert that right in that thing's head?
I
Yeah.
guess so.
Needles give me chills.
The heebie-jeebies.
So right now he's thinking he's found his father figure, but he hasn't.
Okay, yeah. This works for me.
Peter
This
got
works.
game. I don't know what you talking about, AJ.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
no. Nah, man. But this scene does really work for me a lot. With Uncle Ben and their interactions.
Yeah.
See, now we've taken
this is
40
kinda-
minutes to build up to this. This is why it's rewarding.
This is I kind of wish we got this with the Raimi trilogy. The interactions with Uncle Ben and Peter.
That's what I'm saying. The only like super important interaction was the car scene.
Yeah. You think I'm gonna turn into some sort of criminal?
And it's like you realize that Peter did mess up. Like he's in the wrong here. What
Yeah,
Uncle,
but
what
also-
Uncle Ben is saying
also
is
he's,
perfectly
like,
right.
hurting. Yeah, it's true.
And I love how Aunt May is trying to avoid conflict, even though
Yeah.
she is hurt.
That's so like
This
that's
line
so-
though, this line. Believed.
Jaren,
Do good things for other people.
Yes, sir.
You had a
I
moral
wanna
obligation
block
to
someone
do
in the
those
chat.
things. Not choice.
What the? Oh my gosh! What the heck?
Responsibility. What happened?
I love this scene.
Somebody,
We got a
somebody
scammer.
Look back on his face.
scamming.
Look back on his face.
I've never had someone like that before in my comments.
What?
yeah,
I
they're
didn't see
weird.
what
I
it
get them
was.
sometimes.
I didn't see what
I've
was
had
going
that
on.
before. Yeah.
How dare I?
How dare you?
I love that.
Then he breaks the door.
This is actually powerful.
Yeah.
I love that scene. He's such
Probably
a good,
this is probably my favorite scene of the whole movie.
He takes a lot of inspiration from Ultimate Comics. That was like a more angsty Peter.
Yeah. I can see that.
So did the same storyline happen with the parents in the original trilogy? They just didn't talk about it. Like, is that just across the board how it always is, like in the comics and everything?
I don't think so. I don't
'Cause
know.
I always thought it was weird in the Raimi trilogy that he never even like thought about his parents.
see,
I think that's all he really knew was his aunt and uncle.
Okay.
Yeah. I think his parents left him at such an early age. It's just like
Which Uncle Ben death gets to you guys more, this one or Toby's?
The Toby's gets to me more, but I enjoy their interactions more in this film.
I would agree, actually.
This one gets to me more just because there's more like development of the character.
Yeah,
I can see that.
More about them.
That's fair.
I think the Raimi one was more like, that's more nostalgic. That's the one I remember more. But this one is like, I prefer like the fallout and everything they show after. It's just better. It's just more like they really look at like what it's like for a kid once that happens. They dive into that more.
Yeah.
I don't know which death I prefer more. That's a good question. I never thought I'd say that. Which death do I prefer more?
Yeah, exactly. That's a good question, though.
Well, not which one do you prefer, but which one makes you sadder?
Right. Which hits you the hardest?
I think probably the Raimi one, but this one's still good.
If Toby wasn't crying how he was
dude,
in the Raimi
nobody's
one,
helping
it
you,
wouldn't
dude.
hit me as much.
Yeah, that's after his graduation in the Raimi trilogy.
This is perfectly justified for Ben to do this. This is perfectly
don't
justified.
go for the gun. I don't understand.
Yeah, run away.
Don't try to be a savior, dude.
Yeah, I agree,
Ooh.
Jaren.
Okay,
that was perfectly in character from him.
That hit me.
He was literally just talking about responsibility. That made complete sense to do that.
Yeah, it does. And it's so sad because the store guy ran out and he was like, "Dude, help me!" And Peter was like, "Not my problem. But if you would have helped."
This score too, it's like, wow, dude. It's like, it's hard.
Okay. Ooh.
So basically, everything bad that happens in this movie is Peter's fault.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. That's Spider-Man in a nutshell.
True.
Andrew's acting too, man. It's like
Andrew's
really
acting is phenomenal. It's really good.
Sad.
That's another thing that works. We didn't actually see Aunt May right after the fact. We saw her at the funeral, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, we saw her like
we saw
in
her,
the
but
house for like 1 second. Like
It was
10 seconds.
He came home like to tell her, and it was like muted, like the audio,
okay.
like the dialogue was muted.
This feels
And they
much more
hugged each
natural.
other.
I love
Sally
this
Field too, man. Sally
I love
Field,
her.
she's great.
I was just thinking about Uncle Ben's death in the Raimi trilogy when he says, "Peter," that makes me cry. That literally just hits me.
Yeah. That's.
Oh my gosh!
I
It's
think
that alone.
I think the Raimi trilogy's Uncle Ben's death is more hard hitting for me.
I think the death itself hits harder than that, but like what they're going to show now, like his reaction to it, how he's coping with it, I think that's done better here.
I think Sam Raimi's is just like it's longer, it's drawn out a little bit more.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more dramatic. This one was over faster, but I think it's still sad.
I like how he just goes to as soon as he finds out about his death, he goes to find the guy who did it, and that's what I like better in the Raimi trilogy.
Okay.
I like this scene.
This scene gives me chills. I was about to say that.
I don't understand how you can't prefer this Flash. I don't understand.
I love
Oh,
this
no.
one way more than the other dude.
This Flash is so much like.
This Flash shows that he's not just one-dimensional. He has some feelings.
Like Flash Thompson is not a villain. He's an actual human.
I really don't know what they're trying to do with the MCU Flash, man.
Well, it's odd that you think about it. They go to it's called Midtown Science.
School of Technology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he goes
It's supposed to be like a
smart
smarter
school.
people's school, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in the first two renditions of the character, he's like super jock and he just acts dumb. You think, how does he get into a school like this?
Well,
think
you don't
Flash
know
is just
anything
smart.
about his academics, though.
All of the characters, all of the characters in the MCU Spider-Man are like, they have the names of characters, but like they're all just written differently.
But
Like
they're not
MJ
those characters, yeah.
They're not, yeah. Which is fine. Just chill, whatever, write whatever you want, but
That dude looks like Kurt Cobain.
that's what I think all the time.
Rest in peace, by the way.
And see, this is just built up because he goes and he does this, and then it doesn't work. And the guy's like, "I know your face. I know what you look like. I'll find you." So then he makes a mask. And then he makes a
Jacob
suit.
Martin says, my other big issue with this movie is Peter never got to take down the killer. Raimi's
Yeah.
film addresses that plot line in a more emotional and satisfying way.
That's what I was just
Well,
talking
he's not
about.
He's not supposed to get the killer.
He didn't
that
take
goes
down the
against
killer
his-
in the first one. He took
Well,
down
yeah,
the
he
wrong
did.
guy.
He did. Well, yeah.
No, the guy died on his own. The guy died on his own.
He did.
Yeah,
he
true.
just
He
Yeah, the
confronted
guy
him.
like tripped.
He
There's
he was just
also-
like caught up in like the revelation, and he was like, "Oh my god, this is the same dude." And then the dude just falls out of a window.
There's also a point in this movie where I'm pretty sure he's like at dinner at Gwen's house, and the dad, they're talking about Spider-Man, and the dad's basically like,
Yep.
Peter's like, he's trying to help the city and stuff, and the dad's like, it seems to me like he has his own personal vendetta. He's not helping anybody, he's helping himself.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what makes him realize, like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I should
Yeah.
be helping people, like, in a good way.
The score.
Captain Stacy.
It's so good, man. It's like really underrated.
Yeah, we get a lot more from Captain Stacy in this version of Spider-Man. Like, does anybody even remember Captain Stacy in the
Yeah.
Raimi trilogy?
That one scene when
Yeah.
what's his name
A little
comes and
bit.
talks and says he's dating his daughter, but that's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And Gwen Stacy in the trilogy, the Raimi trilogy, was very
Stupid.
yeah, it didn't work very well. That character didn't work very well.
Not my Gwen Stacy.
That's a
Yeah,
very
I-
high fall.
I definitely preferred the Gwen Stacy from Spider-Verse.
So is this a reference to like the first Spider-Man when he's actually
Definitely.
wrestling
It is, yep.
Bonesaw?
Mm. I never caught that.
I like how he still has to go to like a wrestling ring to just like get the inspiration for the costume.
His first mask is so goofy. It's like a sunglasses.
That Soup's in the chat.
Soups.
Oh, do we?
Oops,
Whoa, that's a
Really?
big deal.
it is.
Oh, nice. Awesome,
cut,
dude.
Thanks, Soups. I cut his hair.
Hey, Soups, hit me up if you want to join the TASM 2 watch along, the better one.
That's what I was about to say.
You can join.
True.
Certain's logic makes no sense. He says that Peter Way shouldn't be to get the killer, but Certain justifies that he's allowed to get revenge on Flash.
I never said he's allowed to get revenge on Flash. I'm just saying that's what he's doing.
He do be looking fresh though.
Chris got the
Thank
fresh
you.
cut.
I take that as a compliment.
Cut.
Oh, you
credit.
cut his hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was desperate. Like my hair was so long. She actually did a good job though.
Mhm.
High five.
Nice.
I love this scene.
This is a very yeah.
He's
I agree.
geeking out.
See,
He's
now,
so
all
smart.
right, now it's starting to win me over. It just took 52 minutes. I know that certain and others will say that
Oh,
the
dude.
build up there
Exactly.
it's needed for the character,
It's-
but to me, it's like I already know who Spider-Man is. That's the way I look at it. But I guess if you don't and you get thrown right into it, it's like you want more.
It's not even that because they don't build up his character. They're building up other characters. They're building up Gwen. They're building up the villain. They're building up Uncle
Yeah.
Ben. They're building up
Yeah.
Aunt May.
And
They're
those
giving you more
relationships.
background to those characters.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the relationships. So it's just like a preference thing. Like if you really, really like action at the very beginning, sure, obviously it's going to take a while for you. But like for me, I really like character development.
And remember, there was a lot of studio interference, so a lot of things got cut short.
This
We could
is
have
true.
gotten another movie with more.
I don't mind that, to be honest. I'm fine with this cut.
I mean, yeah,
Like I'm all in now. It just
What's
took a while to get there
what's
for me.
going on with him?
that's so
like
cool.
chilling in the corner there. How does that work?
It's comfortable.
so
And
No,
he's
I'm just
geeking
saying,
out,
how does
dude.
that
He
work
can-
logically? Like with his feet?
yeah.
Backwards.
Yeah, he's hanging by his feet.
Like,
probably.
no.
That
That's how it works. You stick by your feet. You stick
How
by
does-
your feet.
His whole
How does-
body was held up by his toes. Okay.
Yes, that's how sticky his feet are.
Whoa, okay. I love the perspective shot here.
Yes, it has a lot of first-person shots. I like that.
Okay, how many blonde dudes are running around the city committing crime?
So many.
That's true. Yeah.
Where's my phone?
It's over here.
Oh, cool.
The TASM 2 watch along will be next Saturday at the same time.
Same time next Saturday.
I'm ready for that.
There is a lot less Daily Bugle in this movie.
I feel like that's okay.
Yeah,
I do
probably-
too.
I don't think you need it for this.
No.
Everything spandex.
Is it just kind of assumed that he's working for them at this point?
No, I don't.
Well,
I know it
he's
is for
working-
sure in the second one.
Yeah, he's definitely working for them in the second one. I think you see like a newspaper from the Daily Bugle. That's about it.
Yeah, you see like one that says shot of him, like they want a picture of Spider-Man basically, and it's like you get a high reward. So he like tries to set up a trap for Lizard. No,
Do you like
they
these
want a picture
POV
of the
shots?
Lizard.
Absolutely.
Dude, I hate that they cut this down, man. It was like
Yeah,
like a
I think-
full shot in the trailers. They cut
Okay,
it
it's
down.
time to talk about it. What do y'all think about the suit?
It's good.
Actual perfection.
The
I've
suit
always
is
liked this suit a
dope.
lot.
The suit is dope.
This is
I
this is-
hated it.
This is beauty. This is beauty in its finest form.
I love
I'm
it.
warming up to it a bit.
Even though I enjoy the TASM 2 suit better.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
agree,
for
yeah.
sure. That's the
But I
best
like
suit in my
this
opinion.
one a lot too.
This is just it's beautiful. I'm just getting chills looking at it.
This is like the churro scene in the MCU Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I
kinda.
love this
Yeah.
scene. This scene is so funny to me.
This is one of the best Spider-Man scenes ever. I will stand by that
Agreed.
forever.
People complained about this scene.
People like
I
to
never
complain.
complain about this.
People
This
They
is
said it was
Complain about it.
ill-willed. That was the audience's reaction to this,
Ill-willed?
I'm pretty sure.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
literally.
I mean,
like
Because
he's
he's,
still
supposed to be
because he's
quippy.
acting like a jerk. Basically.
Yeah.
So
He's
yes,
supposed to be.
okay,
that's
I've
kind
heard
of what
that.
Spider-Man is, though.
He's
you
literally
know?
pissed off.
Not a jerk, but like he's quippy and
Because
snarky.
up until he
Right.
sees his wrist, he's under the impression that this guy killed his uncle. So of course he's pissed.
And he still really hasn't learned the fact that with great power comes great responsibility. So he's still not really Spider-Man.
Yeah, he
That's-
has a
that's-
suit, but he's not really.
Yeah, that's what happens at the
Spider-Man,
bridge
yeah.
scene. That's him becoming Spider-Man. The bridge scene is him becoming Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's just like toying with him.
He's so funny.
I don't know how he got out of the car though.
I was gonna say he's quick on his feet, man.
I have no idea. Is there a sunroof? Like
It
what
also
happened?
personally like doesn't bother me that he's messing with them because they're like robbing, trying to break into people's car. So
Is that a real knife?
they're just like deserve it, you know.
My one weakness.
My one
Anything but
weakness
knives.
is small knives.
It's so simple. You really want to know? Yeah.
Okay, so how different would this interaction be if the guy did have a gun? I feel like it would have been over much quicker
Yeah.
and not in Peter's favor.
Well, I feel like Peter could dodge. He would be able to dodge some bullets.
Hey, mask up.
Did we get Spider Sense in this franchise?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uses it
technically
at the-
that subway scene was.
Yeah.
That was Spider Sense.
Yeah,
He uses it when he's on the roof with Gwen, and in TASM 2 when he senses Electro
okay.
in Times Square.
Yeah. See how he dodged the bullets there?
Okay.
That's
Like, yeah.
very
So
nice.
I feel like
No one
that's-
seems to grasp the concept with the mask.
He's lucky he didn't shoot the guy against the wall.
Yeah, really.
Can you put the time code up?
Yep.
5740.
In the car scene,
like-
Spidey literally turns into Deadpool for 2 seconds. It's weird. Hey, that's a good take actually.
Now I'll tell you when he turns into Deadpool. He turns into Deadpool in the deleted scene from Far From Home, in the restaurant.
I don't
That's
know if I know
Deadpool.
what scene you're talking about.
So there's a
seen
deleted
any-
scene where he's like messing around with like an Italian mob in the. It was like a little bit. Was it a little bit of it was in the trailer?
Okay.
Yeah, it's just him making Deadpool jokes.
That was the deleted scene,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
people like somebody like shoots him down and he's like, "Oh, just kidding, it's bulletproof." Like that's Deadpool humor.
They
And then
should
he
have
was
kept that
like,
in the
"I'm
movie.
doing-"
It would have made it better.
Yeah, and then he said something about like I'm doing your job for you or something like that.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man humor, but they're like that was in the trailer. But other stuff was Deadpool humor. I don't
Yeah, but
think
that didn't
cart
make the
scene-
final cut of the movie.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah,
I was waiting
mean-
for that. I was waiting
Yeah, I'm
for
just-
that when- in the theaters. I was
Yeah.
like, this got cut out completely. What? It was in the trailers. Huh?
I don't know why I just like this.
It
scene.
looks
This
like
is a
they
great
had two
setup.
things of mayonnaise. Like,
See,
why do
there's
you need two things of
Spidey
mayonnaise?
sense right there.
This is a great setup.
Forgot the eggs.
Nope.
Nope, forgot the eggs.
That is such a. I mean, that's just her role. She's actually playing her role very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's such a good aunt. I feel like Aunt May in Sam Raimi is just so. She's a grandma.
It's
If
so
she-
much more emotional. So much
No.
more emotional than this film.
No, she's like so grandmotherly. If she is supposed to be Peter's mom's sister, how old is Peter's mom?
No, it's Peter's
100?
grandma's sister.
And 30?
It is?
Yeah, Peter's
Are we-
grandmother's sister.
Are we explained that? Or why doesn't he say great aunt?
So it's his great aunt and uncle?
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
weird.
They never say that.
Yeah, they don't
That's
explain
okay.
that ever.
That's okay. Just go with it.
So are you sure it is?
All right, I'm gonna say the next time you have a problem with this movie, I'm gonna say just go with it.
Just go with it.
Okay, well, if he is now using organic webbing, just go with it.
Who did the cinematography for this movie?
Oh, I had it. I know who it was. I forgot though.
I'm looking it up.
One cinematography.
Let's see.
Crap, I paused.
Like I
it.
personally
was not
just
supposed to
don't
pause it.
have a lot of interest in the villain. That's just me though.
What would make him
Agreed.
more interesting? Like genuinely out of curiosity.
More of like
Charisma.
John Schwartzman.
yeah, that's a pretty good point. Like
He's British. What do you want from him?
What?
I don't think that has
Dang.
anything to do with
That's
it at all. Actually,
burn.
British people are quite boring.
Yeah.
What do you
Oh,
like about
man,
it? I'll
don't
turn that on
say
you.
that,
Emma.
man.
What do you like about the villain? So much?
That's
I like
really
that he's
bad to
not-
say.
Intentionally like villainous.
Yeah,
If that makes
British
sense.
friend.
Like he genuinely
Okay.
doesn't mean like he obviously isn't trying to be a
And
villain right now.
yeah, I just think of other Spider-Man villains so far. Like Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is just like Norman Osborn. He's normal. He's trying to do this thing, and then he goes crazy because of the whole
Vulture?
chemical mishap. Yeah, Vulture is an elite villain.
Oh, I agree. There's definitely better villains.
Vulture
But I
is
don't know,
great.
even
Like
the
that
Mysterio-
Carson.
that Peter has
Even
with these
Mysterio,
villains
you
in the
can-
Raimi trilogy.
You can hate Far From Home all you want. Mysterio is the GOAT.
He's the best
Mysterio's
part of that
garbage.
movie.
Yeah.
Mysterio is
Mysterio-
garbage.
He has more
He's
charisma
not
than
great,
this
but he's the
dude.
best part of the movie.
He's got more charisma than this dude.
Mysterio
I
is
think-
broken. Mysterio makes
I
no
like-
sense.
I like
This-
the person
a lot
who's
more
the
interesting.
villain.
This
If that
dude
makes sense.
sits at home and drinks tea and watches Downton Abbey. He's just
Exactly.
not that entertaining.
I'll make a point.
Exactly.
The fact that we're all having conversations about the other villains during this scene is a point that he's not the most interesting.
Oh, he's
villain.
not the most interesting, but I'm saying he's fine for this movie because
Yeah,
think
he
there's
fits.
a lot of more-
He fits this movie for sure.
okay, AJ. There's just a lot more.
The acting is really good.
Yes, I think there's just more personal relationships with this villain, kind of, because not only he worked with Peter's dad, Peter gave him the equation that's going to change him essentially into the lizard, and Gwen also works for him. So there's just like a lot of stuff
I mean,
going on.
yeah, those are connections, but it really, in the end, like, what do you really remember?
I like
remember
the
when he
reason
died.
that he's trying. Like, I like his motive in the beginning, but I feel like as he becomes the lizard, his motive kind of becomes stupid. I
Like
will
he
say
wants
that.
he wants everybody to become lizards or something.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
get that. I guess he wants
Well,
everyone
he-
to feel his same pain.
No, he wants to elevate human evolution. That's what he wants to do.
By turning them into lizards.
It's just odd because he knows
Well,
what.
yes, lizards are. He clearly shows that lizards are stronger than humans, so he wants the human race to be as strong as possible.
So he wants
So-
to turn everybody into lizards. That's
Yes,
what you're
because-
saying. That's what you're saying.
Because lizards are stronger than humans, and he clearly shows that by turning into
He
a
wants
lizard.
to speed up human evolution.
That's why he tries
Exactly.
to kill Spider-Man in the high school.
I love
Yeah, because
them.
Spider-Man's gonna stop him.
They're so cute.
The cinematography where he's fighting lizard in the different classrooms or whatever is dope.
This shot right here,
With the
It's-
score.
Yeah, this
so
shot makes me
beautiful.
so sad.
it's so beautiful,
He just wants a hand.
The reflection. Wow.
and that paired with the score, James Horner, man, damn it, so good.
That looks like an EpiPen.
I'm curious how long it took him to make that formula, because it takes quite a bit to make the counter, like the antidote.
Yeah, I don't really know the concept of time
Yeah, I don't either.
too much in this movie.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it like takes place.
I like that little music.
Oh yeah. That's great.
This is the best. When he has flowers.
Jaren, can you put the time code up again?
Yep.
Oh god, I might be a lot really behind. Oh no, I'm like 2 seconds ahead. Doorman's intimidating.
The doorman's intimidating.
I like the fact that he's just like snarky, even as Peter.
He's so weird.
This is the moment they fell in love in real life.
I truly believe that. They were nice.
Gwen just has so much more substance than MJ. I will die on that hill.
Absolutely.
Same.
I don't think many people can. Okay, AJ, you disagree with that?
I just don't. I don't know.
I take this Gwen Stacy over MJ all day, personally.
Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you for being reasonable, Chris.
No, their relationship is
It's so much better.
is 10 times better
It's
to
not
me.
even their relationship, just Gwen as a character. So much better.
Like MJ knows that Peter isn't really like he's like a busy guy, and she's still like getting mad at him. You know?
Yeah, she's just whiny.
Like I get it, he's your friend, but he
This-
missed his show. And it doesn't help that Peter doesn't really like use the bike excuse. Like he has a good excuse, he just doesn't use it.
See, because their communication is poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This arm is creepy. Icky.
It's like really slimy. I don't know. I don't like that. It's like really.
Well, that's what happens when.
It's
Yeah,
just
I
like
know.
lizard scales.
It's just like I don't know. It's like unnerving.
His hand looks like a. It's like a baby hand.
I like how like it's,
Looks like
It's like an
Deadpool when
embryo.
it's coming back.
the
Yeah.
score's like a play on Spider-Man's theme a little bit. It's like similar but different. I don't know.
Like the
Maybe I'm looking too
Raimi?
far into it. No, I'm talking about like the actual theme in this movie. It's like similar.
Oh,
I'm talking about like what's playing right now compared to like the main theme. It's like similar but it's different because it's Lizard. Maybe I'm just
Yeah.
going too much into it, but
But it immediately goes from him being like so happy to it goes
I think
wrong
that-
right away.
I think that's just like the fact that it's on a human now. Because it doesn't take that long for the rat, or I mean, it takes longer for the rat. It takes like a couple days for the rat to turn evil. So I'm guessing it's just because it's a human now.
Yeah.
Just drive.
Are you tweaking, man? Dude, I would just drive. I wouldn't ask questions.
Okay. This is where he's gonna realize that.
That's funny how
I
they
have
go
a
from the
personal
scene of
vendetta.
him turning to the lizard to the fish scales.
This is where he realizes I have a personal vendetta. This is not me helping out people. I need to change my ways.
I think that if someone invited me over to their house for dinner and what we were having for dinner was fish, and they thought that I would enjoy that meal, I would think I would have to tell them that it's not going to work out.
Do you
don't
not like
like
fish?
The manner in which the fish is being served is weird to me. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
it's a
saying.
full fish.
It's
A
what's it
full
called?
scale?
Branzino?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Branzino, yeah.
I've never had that. I
Oh,
don't think
it's
I'd
not
eat that
from
much
Thailand.
scale.
have you guys ever had salmon?
Salmon,
Yeah.
I love.
Yeah.
Salmon.
But it's only on the bottom and you can take that off.
I mean, yeah, you can pull it off, but I like it. It tastes good.
He's so snarky.
So you don't like any type of fish, Cam?
I'm a very picky eater.
She likes shrimp.
I would like
Fish
shrimp.
sticks?
Fish sticks are. It depends on what kind of fish sticks you get, because there are some like off-brand fish sticks that aren't very good.
Most of them are like super processed.
Yeah. Fried tilapia is delicious.
I saw a video on the internet.
And baked salmon. What?
That's a great argument.
See, this is where he realizes what he's doing is wrong, and this is immediately followed by the bridge scene, which is him becoming Spider-Man. It's perfect.
Guess what? Police can't do everything.
I like the kids line there.
This guy wears a mask.
Such
See,
good
that
dialogue.
that moment of him just like looking off into the distance, that's him realizing like, crap, he's right.
MJ helped launch Peter's origin story and somewhat helped him develop.
For sure.
Gwen actually
sure.
helped him be Spider-Man, taught him about responsibility, gave him companionship. So what you're
Yeah.
saying is almost superior in every single way, correct?
Yeah, he's true. Yeah, he's right.
Michelle, not much yet. I'm trying to come up with something.
Yeah, Michelle.
Give me one more movie. I'll
Michelle
get back
did
to
great
you.
by being Zendaya.
Ooh, good point.
Chris is out of the stream. Ooh, okay. If they didn't fall in love in real life during the previous scene, it was definitely during this scene. I think.
See, I always had just the perception that they were already together before the filming.
They were already together for TASM 2, but not for this one.
When did they break up?
I think shortly after TASM 2.
Yeah, it was a little short-lived.
Is either one of them married now?
Nope.
I think, isn't Emma Stone engaged?
I don't
Oh
know.
wait, yeah, because she's pregnant, right?
Yeah.
So she
I
was.
think so.
She's with somebody.
That doesn't always mean that you're with somebody.
I guess so. Yeah. She's like the Virgin Mary.
She is pregnant though, for sure.
Yeah, that's why they said they
so,
can't
yeah.
confirm if she's gonna be in the new Spider-Man or not.
Well, I mean, wasn't Bryce Dallas Howard pregnant when she was filming Spider-Man 3?
She probably was,
But
because
she's
I
a
don't feel
useless
like
character.
I don't feel like they really
showed.
showed like her belly or anything in that movie.
Either
Like,
that or
didn't
she
he
was
like
like,
didn't he like slap her or something? Like oh no, that was MJ.
that was MJ. Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, you smacking a pregnant woman? We
He's
didn't get
about to use
anything.
the,
We didn't get hardly anything from Mama Stacy at all.
He's about to use Spider Sense right now.
We're
Yep,
back.
right now.
Sorry.
Thwip.
Also,
Wait, that's Spider Sense?
That's Spider Sense. Yep.
That little.
He hears
No.
sirens.
no, it happened
That's-
before the sirens. You heard a little music cue, and he turned, and then the sirens happened.
Whenever you hear the music cue, that means it's Spider Sense.
I can't really hear it that well because it's on
Well-
my TV. So
Well, it
Also,
was
I
there.
I wasn't here to say it, but that's like literally one of my favorite scenes of them when he pulls her back with the web.
Yeah.
He jacked that taxi up. That taxi is ruined. The entire back half is just gone.
Did he eat the man though?
I don't know.
Possibly.
wait, does he eat humans?
I don't think he's a cannibal.
Yeah, I don't think he ate human. Well, he wouldn't be a cannibal if if he's
Technically,
a lizard.
he's a lizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part lizard.
Well, lizards don't eat humans.
That's
Does
well,
so
big-
does his driver
If they're
just run
big
away
enough.
yeah, if they're big enough, maybe. But they never really confirmed that. What was the question?
Like
now?
dinosaurs.
Does his driver just run away?
I think so.
Of this car?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this car.
No,
think
he
he just
went
ran
to go
away.
see. No, he went to go see what the traffic jam was.
Well,
Have y'all seen
everybody
500
else-
Days of Summer?
Yes,
And then he runs away.
I have.
I enjoy that movie.
I haven't.
Spider-Man's here.
Oh, you haven't seen
Nope.
that movie? It's a good movie.
Suit up.
It's not exactly what you expect. In the end.
The way he puts the suit on? Oh, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
I like how
the
you're
way
like
the suit
seeing it from Peter's
shines.
perspective.
The
I
way
love
he
that
jumps
jump.
down was really cool.
Why does he need to throw cars over? Jeez, it's scary.
Just destructive, man.
He's virtually a dinosaur.
Basically. Velociraptor.
Well, that was
That's
quick.
funny. That's funny because that guy is in Jurassic Park too, or Jurassic World.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Shitty.
Jurassic World actually has the same cinematographer as this movie.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh,
Interesting.
that's interesting.
I would say the cinematography in this film is better.
I would agree.
The moment he becomes Spider-Man is saving a father and a son. Dude, go away, Siri. Oh my god. No.
See, this is like such a Spider-Man moment. The whole thing with the mask
Yeah.
and the kid.
Did he ever help kids in the Raimi trilogy? I feel like he talked to kids but never helped
He
them.
saved a kid from like a burning building. Like
Oh,
a
that's
baby.
right.
But
Yeah,
like,
he saved 2 kids at the beginning of Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
but like, there's not much character development with it. See, I'm like this. I care about this kid. And this whole scene comes back at the end.
Oh shoot. That looks so good.
He did save a whole at the end of the first film. He saved a whole thing of kids.
True.
Man.
That was a whole thing.
Yeah, it was either MJ or the bus.
or suffer
For
the
the-
little
There
children.
were
Oh,
kids in it,
okay.
at least, yeah, right.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, this
But you
scene,
see,
dude.
I care about this kid. I know this kid's name. His name,
Yeah.
his name is Jack. Like, I care
You-
about him.
I've
You
never
didn't care
forgotten
about
this scene.
you didn't care about the kids and
I think it's more about Spider-Man, personally.
It's not that I don't care about them. It's just that there's more.
I think
It feels
they both
earned
do
here.
justice, personally.
Anyone can wear the mask. Anyone can wear the mask. It's the mask that gives you power. I understand how people
Wait,
say
so-
these movies like took away that aspect. They show it perfectly.
took away the aspect of what exactly?
Of like anyone can be Spider-Man, how they took it away.
People say that about this movie?
About both.
I feel like that's more with the Raimi trilogy. Anybody can be Spider-Man is not really, shown in those films.
He doesn't talk in this
yeah.
entire scene. It's just body language, and it's perfect.
Like his tilt of the head and everything.
He's just like looking away.
He's the best Spider-Man.
Here it is.
Because I feel like he never felt like it was important to be known. Even in the Raimi trilogy, like he walks up to those kids and they're like looking at him on the big screen in New York City. And he's like geeking out about seeing himself. To me, he's more selfless here.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3 is him acting a little out of character. Because the first 2 movies were him about, learning these life lessons, and now, because he's famous, he's now egotistical? That doesn't really add up.
Well, that happens when you get famous.
Yeah, but
Sometimes.
I understand getting famous, at least to getting egotistical, but this is a Peter Parker who's gone through Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't know if that makes sense for him.
He also had that Venom suit, though, the symbiote suit.
Yeah, that amplified it, yeah.
It feels so realistic.
Trying to stay awake.
Are you serious, AJ?
Oh, shoot.
So how's everyone feeling so far watching
I'm
it
in it.
through this time?
Loving it.
It's
Loving
it's
it.
good. Yeah, I don't love it, but it's good.
Okay.
I'm having a good time with you guys.
You're also not in your comfortable setting.
I think
What
this is
about
where
the
she figured it out.
movie, AJ?
I think this is where she figured it out.
It's still not
'Cause-
for you, AJ?
It's still not for me. I just watched it a month or two ago, so I knew my stance, but it's cool chatting to you guys.
Okay. It is fun.
I think when he just walked out, I think that's when Anime realized that he might be Spider-Man, because Mark Webb confirmed in like a tweet or something that she knows by the end of TASM 2, and she doesn't say. So I'm guessing this is where she started suspecting.
I agree. Go Browns.
Yeah, go Browns.
Yeah. I'm from Cleveland.
Oh, really? Sweet.
Very nice.
Yep. I mean, I don't know how nice it is, but Cleveland is.
It's nicer than where my family is from in Ohio, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati is pretty cool, actually.
Okay.
I mean, I like to visit Cincinnati.
I feel like it's more of a factory area.
I can see that.
We're missing key dialogue.
There's some cool stuff to do in Cincinnati. I think it's more cool stuff to do in Cincinnati than in Cleveland.
He's so dorky. Who just says, I really liked kissing you? Who just says that?
Is that not normal?
Not really.
That's not normal.
Yeah, who says that? That's so weird.
Jaren.
See? Spider sense.
You heard the little... I hate saying this word, but tingle. You heard the tingle.
Okay, that's a little suspicious. He just messed up the goalpost.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Nobody questioned it.
Well, they probably did. We just didn't see it on screen.
Oh. Just go with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go with it. Turn your brain off.
The pacing in this movie is so
That's really-
good, we didn't need for them to see it.
Oof.
This is just a personal story. I don't think you really need any extra action or, big stakes.
See?
Does he know at this point?
Yeah,
Or
he said
he's kinda
Peter.
suspicious? No, I'm saying does Peter know
No.
that he's
Oh.
listening?
No.
He does not.
Is
He's
he kind
coming
of like he's kind of like getting the hints though here?
He's
I feel
about
like
to.
he's aware.
No, he's about to realize that something's like off with him, but he came to him for help because he just knows that he knows a lot about reptiles.
Yeah.
But now he's about to like get the vibes like, all right, what's wrong with him?
Yeah,
When he sees the rat,
something's
when he sees
fishy.
the rat, that's when he's gonna know.
You
Yeah.
can definitely see the curiosity in his eyes. Ooh. I love the focus on the scales.
Yeah, I'm a little bit behind.
Here, I'll pull up the timer. Jacob Martin says the movie is a little better than he remembers it. Well, at least if AJ doesn't come around on it, somebody did.
Yeah, AJ's not coming around.
I mean, I don't like I said. I don't feel like this movie is bad. I said
AJ,
that in the
let me
beginning.
ask you a question.
I said
Are you
that-
hard-headed?
I don't feel like I am. I feel like I'm pretty open.
Okay.
But I think the last viewing, the last rewatch, it really solidified my thoughts on it.
Okay.
But I think I'm pretty open, kind of to change my mind about things.
All right.
I had a whole debate with Cam about Winter Soldier.
I don't think you want to use that debate as an example of how you're
Yeah.
not hard-headed.
No. You didn't let me finish. I'm saying I had that debate, but I'm still open to Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm pumped for it. I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be a good show. So,
See, now I know that if there's not action in it in the first episode, y'all are not gonna like it.
No, I don't think. No, I don't. It's not the action that I need from Falcon and Winter Soldier. I need character development from Bucky. That's what I need. So
I feel that.
I would like to see some action, but that's not what I need primarily.
Yeah, wouldn't you feel disappointed if there's no action in something about
Literally
Falcon
no.
and Winter Soldier?
Sebastian Stan could sit on screen for an hour
Okay.
doing nothing but blinking, and I would enjoy it.
I think I would enjoy the show more if it had some cool action. But
Well,
I
it's
mean,
definitely gonna have action.
He's already
It's not,
proven
yeah.
that he's great without action. I mean,
I'm-
the devil
I'm
all the
just saying,
time.
I'm not like an action guy. Like the
First-hand
Transformers
report-
movies are trash. The 4 and 5
Excuse
garbage.
me. First-hand report. I know that there's a lot of really cool action.
Wait, what?
Okay.
It's a
Repeat
first-hand
that.
report. First-hand report. I know that there's a lot of really cool action because I saw them filming it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You did, didn't you? You think you're cool stuff.
I'd honestly prefer if there was less action in it.
I think that it's gonna be a solid mix.
I think it's gonna. Yeah, I think it should be a solid mix.
It'll take a second to get up to the action, I think.
I would like for it to be
That's
like The Winter Soldier in 6 episodes of television.
Yeah.
The movie The Winter Soldier.
I mean, that'd be great.
I think they need to balance it a little bit better than that film, but that's a hot take. That not everybody's on that train.
No.
Not a lot of people.
I feel a sneeze coming on.
Bless you in advance.
Bless you.
I'll mute it when I sneeze.
See, there's the Daily Bugle.
Okay.
Where
Got a
does it
little
say?
reference
Oh,
there.
TDB magazine. Okay.
What says it on? No, it
Oh,
says it on the
it
newspaper.
says it. Okay,
on the newspaper.
I totally missed it. I saw it at the last second.
I
See,
feel
this
like
is
Andrew
where he's.
Garfield.
Yeah,
You got
ahead.
it. Go.
No,
You
you
go.
go. You go.
I feel like Andrew Garfield just has like the body movements of Spider-Man more than any of the other two.
Oh, for sure.
Body movements as far as what? Like in the action sequences or just as a whole?
Yeah,
or-
we'll see it in a second when Lizard pops up at the school, but like the way he just like squats down and then like you'll see it. I'll point it out. But
So this is what I was talking about. He's like talking like about how the lizard species is like vastly superior, and this is why, you know, human evolution needs another step. Like his plan makes sense. It's just weird to us.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dude, why were you recording and then you decide to like shove the camera aside?
That's true.
I
It's
think
like-
that every time he injects himself with the lizard stuff, it just makes his like hormones act up crazy. Because this we saw it the first time, he like went insane on the phone for some random reason. It
Yeah.
just like automatically makes him like go nuts.
You heard the spider sense again.
is it spider sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish it had more of a distinct sound. Like
I think it's
More
pretty
distinct than that?
yeah, like
Your volume might
the
just be down,
raving.
AJ. Your volume
Yeah.
might just be too low. It's pretty
man.
distinct for me.
Like
yeah,
I like
you're hearing
that,
it right
that-
now. It's like blades. It's like blades ringing. It's like really distinct.
He's so much
Like a
more
child.
clever.
There it goes again.
Let me turn it up.
I think the only stupid thing he does is like put his name on the camera, which is
Well, he didn't do it for this occasion.
that's true. It's like, you know, you're
He
bringing that
didn't.
camera
He didn't. Yeah,
here.
he didn't think to take. He didn't think it was gonna go wrong either.
That's
You
true.
know, he thought he was getting his camera back.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna.
Okay, I'll take over.
I don't remember this scene actually, but I really like it.
Yeah, this is a good scene.
Ooh.
I'm starting to really like the yellow eyes.
Yeah.
I used to be not a fan. I used to not be a fan, but I'm starting to dig them.
That's where we get that famous rip.
So he knows now it's Peter?
No, not yet. He'll know when he sees the camera,
Yeah.
and he goes, "Peter Parker."
Oh, okay.
Pretty good impression.
That was a
Thank
great Australian accent.
Thank you so much.
Just like
Wait.
Andrew Garfield.
I don't think that's Australian.
I'm
I
just
was making a
joking.
joke. Ow.
That sucked.
You're really getting into it now, aren't you, AJ?
Can I see the time code again?
Pizza Parker.
28:45. Okay, I'm like 5 seconds ahead.
Did he say Peter Parker?
Yeah. he did.
Oh,
Dude, your volume is down or
My
something. How did you
volume,
not hear
like,
that?
but I have captions on. I didn't even read it. I don't
I
know.
love this scene.
That's weird. That's weird.
They're so good.
I think it might have worked even better if he would have didn't say anything. He just read it and crushed it.
No, because then you could have gotten the impression like he didn't read it, and it would have been like confusing.
No, I think
You probably could have pieced it together.
You would have put it together that he would have read it.
I don't think it's a problem though.
No, it's
Like
not a
it-
problem at all. I'm not saying that it's a problem. I'm not saying that. Don't hear me say that. I love Hot Cocoa.
She is 17 years old. What the heck?
Doesn't seem like she's 17, but
What do they put in her food?
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's just like you're just supposed to buy it. Like,
that was funny the way you said that.
I mean, she doesn't look like she doesn't look that old. I mean,
no, she doesn't.
I'm 21 and I look the exact same now that I did when I was 17, honestly. So
He's like, I've had enough.
Where'd
Stop
Chris
talking.
go? You all right?
yeah, I think he went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. Dang, I should have thought of that first.
they can pass for like college students. They're not that old.
Nah, I mean they look pretty normal to me.
See, I feel
I
like
love
Toby
him.
spent so much time trying to keep his big secret away from MJ, which like held them further apart. But this kind of brings him and Gwen together, like the
You're so-
companionship and
And
the
that's-
secret.
And that's why she dies.
Yeah.
Toby's Peter Parker was trying to prevent that.
You can't say Andrew wasn't either. In the second one.
Nah, it's just Gwen Stacy's too smart for her own good.
Good point.
It's always the smart girls that get got.
It's just so natural. Jeez.
Yeah.
I know they're so comfortable together. I love them.
I got you, Mario. Here, I've got a time code.
Because
I 100% buy the relationship.
dude, I remember the trailers for this movie. It was so hype.
I love them. See, he feels bad.
Dude, the score, man. I'm gonna cry just by listening to it.
Down your bed.
Yeah.
I can't handle this
So I
score.
must be back.
We can do a switch for real if you want.
Okay.
I just can't handle James Horner.
What else has he scored?
I don't know. He's just really good in this. It's just perfect, man. It's just perfect Spider-Man theme.
They're perfect. They're literally perfect.
I want to read the script for this movie and see how much different it is than what actually
I'm
came
sure
out
there's
on
a
the
transcript.
screen.
I'm sure there's a transcript somewhere. There was supposed to be a deleted scene here. They were supposed to have like a picnic on like some building.
This dude is one of the most iconic composers ever.
Really?
Titanic, Braveheart,
Oh, yep.
Oh,
Field
yeah,
of
James
Dreams.
Horner?
Yeah,
The Braveheart score is slept on, dude.
it's so good.
So he's talking about evolution. He's literally explaining his plan.
Which people hated. That's another thing. I keep thinking back to the things that like initially people thought was so overboard.
Which, by the way, if you hate his plan in this, then he has the same plan in the 90s series. So, just saying.
Like the animated series?
Yeah, he has the exact
I
same
mean,
plan.
that worked. I think with animated, you can do a lot.
But it's the same
different
plan.
things.
How
I mean,
can
yeah,
you
you can
justify
do-
it
you
for
can do
animation,
different-
but not?
I just feel like animation, you can do different things. Then it just it feels different
But it's the
live
same
action.
plan.
Film.
It's the same plan, though.
It's the same plan, but it feels different since it's animated.
Well, that's not fair.
Film
Oh,
Fanatic
yeah,
said
it's
Lizard's
definitely
plan is
fair.
dumb.
Lizard's plan is it's not my favorite plan, but I don't think it's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like one of
I love it when
Probably-
they do fights in school. I love it.
my favorite scenes of the movie here.
Yeah, because we're coming up on one of my favorite Stan Lee cameos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that cameo is awesome.
See, he's using webbing when nobody's looking. Keep that in mind. Nobody sees him.
I mean, well, there's a few things that he did throughout.
I mean,
the
yeah,
film
but like he's
that
not
were
webbing.
questionable. That's true.
Webbing is like the most, I think.
So,
Yeah. So,
Dr.
like, when
Connors
Charlie-
genuinely thinks he's doing a good thing.
Yeah.
I think you can get your, motives distorted.
Okay, so here's the thing. He wants to help people, but he's a little arrogant. And then when he takes the lizard formula, his brain is just clouded by like arrogance.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like Doc Ock, but it makes sense.
It does make the fight a bit more personal since he's calling
Yeah.
him by his first name instead of just Spider-Man.
I would agree.
Dude, look at those movements. Look at those movements.
Yep. I like how he dove right into the camera on that shot.
Do you think that that's actually Andrew doing backflips?
Nah.
I don't think so. I think that's just CGI.
Yeah. It
It's
kinda
better CGI than both Homecoming and Far From Home.
He definitely could have done like a backflip in a studio, and then they used that motion to help with the CGI. Okay, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if
He's
that's
about to-
CGI, it works in this film for sure.
I'm telling you, the CGI is good.
Yeah.
Look at the texture on Lizard. Literally look at his textures.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Ah,
Love
come on,
her.
Gwen.
I love how the camera just like follows him around like everywhere he goes. That's so cool.
way more use of the webs than MCU.
Where does the lizard rank on
Yes.
your guys' villain list?
Probably middle.
Low,
Probably somewhere in the middle, yeah.
low, very low,
Very low?
very low.
Probably like middle to probably like middle of the road.
I'd say it's the lower end of middle, if that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, right there.
See,
for
he
me.
caught her that time. Why can't he?
Who would you put below Lizard?
Probably the Venom.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, like
Venom.
yeah, yeah,
This pose. See?
Topher Grace's Venom.
Yeah.
yeah. Topher Grace's Venom.
Electro.
Okay, where does he
Oh,
get these
see,
noise canceling headphones?
I would put Electro above Lizard.
Electro's much better than Lizard.
Electro's like top 2 for me.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I haven't seen the movie in so long, but I just remember it being
He's not
the.
bad.
I think the best one is
run-of-the-mill-
Vulture. I think the best one is Vulture, but
Vulture,
like
yeah.
just personally, I enjoy Doc Ock the most, but he causes some problems.
Oh, I like the lizard more than Doc Ock.
I want to see a Spider-Gwen movie because in her movie, Peter turns into the villain. And I think that
Peter turns into a
Oh.
lizard, yeah.
Really?
He's not a
Oh.
lizard.
yeah,
That would be very
'cause
interesting.
She gets the spider powers, and he's kind of like jealous, and he kind of wants that too. So it's basically this: he like tries to give himself the same powers as her, but it ends up turning him into giant lizard, and he dies in her
Do you-
arms.
Yeah.
Do you have
They
any like
hinted-
wants for a casting?
I would really want to see that.
Like
They
who do you
hinted at
think
that in,
should
like,
play the
Spider-Verse.
character?
Me.
You? Okay. What
Um,
about
If you get cast for that, don't forget about us.
do you think Haley Steinfeld could play? Well, I guess that's
No.
not possible now.
Nope.
No, it's not possible now because she's already in the
anymore.
MCU.
That's what I'm saying. I'm the only option. I'm just kidding. I'd be down. Have any of you guys seen Outer Banks?
Yeah.
Heard of it?
I like the
Haven't
girl,
watched it.
the blonde girl in that show. I think
Yes,
she'd be dope
yeah.
as Spider-Gwen.
Mm-hmm.
She's got like the
Sarah
got the-
Cameron, yeah.
yeah, she's got the charisma and like the sarcasm of Spider-Man. I think she'd rock that.
I think it'd be kind of cool to see Dove Cameron in that role.
I like Dove Cameron.
I don't want to see a Disney person like pull up in the role. I don't want that.
Netflix is the new Disney.
I guess.
Debatable. You can cuss on Netflix.
Oh, true. Yeah, that is true.
Wait, you can. Well, no.
What were you gonna say, AJ?
I was just gonna say you can cuss on Disney, but it's not. No, you can't do that. But like, I have seen like some of the original content, and like Simpsons is on Disney Plus for whatever reason, and like High School Musical, the series is on Disney Plus, and that's not like.
What's inappropriate about The Simpsons?
Oh, I mean they use coarse language and stuff like that. Are you joking? Right?
No, I'm not joking. I've just watched a couple episodes and never understood why.
Homer's like always saying something that's kind of.
It has some adult. Yeah, and Bart, he's cusses his parents out sometimes.
Man.
I don't think it's not as like bold as like Rick and Morty or
like Family Guy, yeah.
Family Guy or anything like that. But
American Dad was on my TV the other day, and I hated that.
American Dad,
garbage.
American Dad's trash.
I had an American Dad phase where I really enjoyed that show. But
I forgot.
all
about
those shows are so run of the mill.
So he can take bullet wounds, but Peter can't?
Yeah. He has self-heal. Peter does too, but
it's like slower, right?
Yeah.
Holy crap. They bombarded him.
He probably would have been obliterated.
He's not even hurt, I don't think.
That's an interesting
What if
take.
he just died?
I think he
died?
died, but I think he died.
He died, but he came back because self-heal.
Real quick.
It's like Deadpool.
Deadpool. Does Deadpool even feel pain? Like, I don't even think Deadpool feels pain.
Is Deadpool killable?
No, Deadpool, he feels pain, but he grows back.
He does? Right? No, I don't think he can feel pain. I don't know, like, he'll just...
No, yeah, the villain in the first Deadpool is the guy that can't feel pain. Deadpool feels pain.
Does he?
Because
I remember when he like saws his hand off, he like says, he's like cussing about how it hurts or whatever, but...
Yeah, you'd have to like throw Deadpool into the sun to kill him.
I think
or explode his body or something.
He explodes his body at the beginning of Deadpool 2 and he just lives.
His pain tolerance is probably really high, but he feels pain.
So I never thought about this. When he turns everyone into lizards, do they just kind of panic and stay there, or do they actually go out and do stuff? Because they don't have the same motive as him.
Can they even think?
Yeah, so would they even survive or do anything at all?
I don't know.
Well, I think because he's using like a gas, I think that might slow down like the process, so they're not fully lizards yet.
Okay.
Whereas when he injected himself, it's like
it was like direct,
into his bloodstream.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe that's not what happens.
I mean, it's logical.
I love her.
Is it weird that sometimes I can't tell if I think she's pretty or not?
Yes. Get your eyes checked.
I'm not saying nothing.
What? That makes what?
I like
what
that
are you
shot
gonna
a lot.
say?
He's gonna say that Emma Stone's not pretty.
I'm not saying that. Don't say that. I'm not saying that at
That's what
all.
it sounded like.
No.
Wait for the shot.
I'm not saying that she's not pretty. I'm saying she's not necessarily my cup of tea.
I love the shot so much. It's just so perfect.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
I think she's cute in these movies, and then like straight up super pretty in La La Land.
So you like her with her red hair more, probably.
Yeah.
I vibe with the blonde, but also I'm like super impartial
I prefer
to
as a blonde,
just the character of Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
I'm very, very biased. I love this scene when he like turns around.
It's so dark.
Spider sense is gonna go off again, AJ. You try to hear it. Try to hear
I'm
it.
gonna turn it up.
Yeah.
You still haven't heard it once?
I haven't.
Oh.
It's because I have these headphones on and it's on my TV right now.
Okay, when it like zooms into his head and he realizes
Take your headphones off.
that they're taking his mask off. Okay, right now. Did you hear it?
I did.
Yeah.
Is that spider sense though?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Spider sense. Yeah. That's what alerts him. Because I think he like he had his eyes closed and he like opens them once the mask is off.
Yeah. Okay.
He's not making a great case for himself in front of her dad, just beating up all the officers.
I mean, he has to
Well,
get
they
out
were-
of there.
Yeah, he has to get out of there somehow.
I love that so much.
What was that?
My scream of excitement.
Oh, that was you? I was like, what? Some feedback? Some
I wonder if anyone just like looking at him with his mask off.
I think he kind of beat up all the people around him.
yeah. Probably
love
doesn't
it.
know doesn't really know
Music.
who he is anyway.
Look at the way he's crouched. He's He's
Oh,
just
come
like,
on. He just said, oh, come on.
Yeah, that
Come
person
on.
should be fired.
fired absolutely from their job. Can't take orders.
Yeah.
He just got beat up. He's gonna shoot at the person that just beat him up.
No, if
after
you're
he says
committed,
hold your
Captain was
fire.
like, hold your
if your
fire.
captain tells you to hold your fire, you're supposed to hold your fire.
Yep. That's how it works.
I guess.
She's so smart. Yes.
Emma Stone is the.
Well, not behind, but she's in the pool for sure.
I don't like to compare it like that.
Yeah.
They're all top tier, not necessarily in any order.
I mean, I have a specific order.
I don't like to compare. How's it
No, I mean, like, I don't have an order, but Margot Robbie is my favorite actress, so I have bias there.
Yeah, I agree. They all have things that make them attractive.
Wait, who are we talking about?
There was Margot Robbie, Natalie Portman, Jennifer Lawrence, and Emma Stone.
But I'm not, like, going to sit
Like,
here and rank them.
hottest?
Okay, there's this clip that's going around Twitter of these guys that are talking about, like, some pretty sexual stuff, like, actresses in movies, and
We're not doing it, yeah.
they're getting, like, canceled. I'm just not trying to
Ooh.
talk like that.
No, I'm saying that they're all pretty. They all got stuff.
Well,
in
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Super pretty.
totally. Absolutely.
For
Wait, so
me,
we can't rank them? That's
No,
that's
don't rank
off,
'em.
That's off the table. Okay.
no.
All right.
You can rank them in terms of acting, just not necessarily their looks. But I will say, for me, I am definitely biased towards Emma Stone specifically because of Gwen Stacy. I also really like La La Land.
Really?
But yeah.
Well, you like La La Land too. Like you like her performances though.
Oh yeah, I liked
In
her.
general.
I liked her a lot as an actress. Like even before I got big on my love for just Gwen Stacy. Like I like her in Easy A. I love her
Crazy
in Easy
Stupid
A.
Love.
Yes.
That movie is
Yes.
freaking amazing.
It is great.
Have you guys seen Easy A?
Yeah.
She's really good in that movie. We should watch it. I love her in that movie, and I've always loved her as an actress. But now I have like a personal like connection to Gwen Stacy, so I just love her even more.
Mm.
That makes him look so small.
Yeah. I feel like it has really good pacing in the second
watching.
half.
I agree.
You say you think it does have good pacing in the second half?
Yeah. Like it definitely picks it up from the first half.
It's been like all action for the past like 30-ish minutes.
Right.
I think the pacing all around is great.
And then this.
I would agree.
He's
I think they're going to show a little bit of his self-heal, I think. Because he, like, starts running and then the
I think
web
that's
kind
more
of
of
heals
just-
him.
it's just adrenaline kind of, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because he starts out limping.
Oh, this is the... What track is this? This Saving New York? This is Saving New York.
Yep.
Off the soundtrack.
I love this part.
I just know every single part of the song. It's just so perfect. A little convenient. The dude he saved happened to be a crane operator, but it's okay.
I mean, it's a movie. Everything's convenient.
Yeah.
It's convenient, but it works super well.
Ooh, here we go.
This scene gives me goosebumps.
This scene makes me cry.
Hey Jay, are you crying too? I know you're emotional.
Everybody is saying all kinds of stuff, gushing over it. I'm just sitting here like,
You don't have to act tough in front of us, AJ.
no, I'm not. I'm really not putting on a show. I'm telling
See,
you.
I don't see how you can't get goosebumps at this specific scene, even if you don't like the movie. Like, this scene is a great scene.
I love how the camera zooms out.
Nope.
He's running. I'm back! I'm back!
He's so good.
He was really sort of limping a bit the whole way.
I love the fake out.
Misdirection.
Ooh, this shot, man. It's just, it's so good. CGI is just perfect.
And see, this to me makes so much sense versus like in the MCU when Spider-Man is swinging from building to building. But like, I don't know. The physics of it doesn't make sense to me. I feel like he would swing right into the building. It's never in any Spider-Man movie ever, including these. Like, it just doesn't make sense how they swing on buildings necessarily.
Oh yeah, because here he's swinging like straight forward.
Yeah, he's swinging straight forward. But if you're swinging next to a building and your web is on the building, you should be right next to the building where your
That
web
makes sense.
is, but they're out to the side of it.
Where you're swinging from the side to from the
Not
side
always.
of the building.
Not always, though. I urge you to go literally watch any other Spider-Man movie, even probably in TASM 2. It just it's kind of confusing. It's like
Obviously, it makes sense if he's trying to turn a corner.
yeah, if you're turning a corner, but when you're going straight ahead, it makes no sense. But that's just a me picking thing.
I don't know if I get what you mean.
I think it's like the fact that if you web the side of the building, it's supposed
It's
to
momentum.
Take you,
You're gonna go that
yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Is this... This is not Promises, is it? Promises is like the very last track. But it sounds similar to that.
Is that the last thing she says to him?
I think it is. I hate when... Do you guys not like always say "I love you" before you say goodbye to somebody?
I always say that to my cat before I leave my house.
I say that to my
Which
mom,
one,
my
Tucker?
family, everyone.
Yeah.
Me too.
I say
Because
to my, I'm pretty
I
sure
feel so crappy if I don't. And I hate it in movies how people always say goodbye to each other and they never
Yeah.
say "I love you."
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
forget, sometimes I text my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually. I
So
say
there was a clip going around on Twitter that this scene isn't very good because Spider-Man isn't joking.
what?
Okay, he knows when to joke and when not to.
It's so weird.
People baffle me, honestly.
Oh, yeah, actually, you know what? Endgame sucks because Peter doesn't joke enough in it, actually.
Wait, really?
I was joking.
Yeah, he
That was a
just
joke.
cries.
Okay.
No one wants to see him cry.
Yeah, you're telling me he's not cracking jokes to cope with Tony's death?
He lost his father figure and he cries.
Lame.
It's
Why
not
does
natural.
Tobey Maguire cry so much, though? That's like so bad. Why is he crying at reasonable moments for a person to cry? It makes no sense.
I mean, I get making fun of how they cry, but not the fact that they're crying.
But he shouldn't cry. Why is he such a crybaby?
He does cry quite a lot. But I can't say anything. I cry every 5 minutes. So
I feel like Andrew, he's a little emotional. He's a little emotional in this
Yeah.
He's cried-
franchise.
he's cried twice.
He cried once in this movie so far, right?
Once and a half. The
Yeah.
scene with Uncle Ben where he was like, "How dare I? How dare you?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he really necessarily cried in that scene, but he was just really
Emotional.
emotional.
You go, Mr. Stacy.
Yeah. I kind of wish he didn't say like stay away from my daughter, like before he died. I wish he was just more like keep her
No, I
safe.
think it makes sense.
He's staying true to himself, though.
Yeah,
He
I
knows
feel like
that
That's
if
a very
this-
logical thing to think. He's
I
like,
think-
he's like, if I died, because Gwen almost went up there to try and get that to Peter. So he's like, if I just died, Gwen would have died. So
I mean, I get it. I think
Anyway,
AJ,
I
if you had a daughter
yeah.
and she was dating Spider-Man,
hmm
would you like it?
I would probably say keep her safe rather than don't date her.
but the best way to keep her safe is to stay away from her. They both know
Yeah.
that. Everyone knows that.
Well,
And then that makes it.
And he
I
so
feel
turned out
much
to
like
be
he
better.
right.
can. I feel like he can protect her. I mean,
No,
But he was
can't,
right, though.
He literally
She
can't.
did
That's why
die.
she died.
She did die.
that's true. You're right.
I hate seeing that.
It also makes it better him saying stay away from her, because then it's like, oh, their love is so strong they can't stay apart even if they tried.
I didn't look into it that way.
It
But
is. That's like
I
the
guess
whole point.
I guess
How are you feeling,
the,
Chris?
the forbidden love.
I'm getting a little tired, bro.
His back hurts.
yeah.
And like this movie is like really long. I mean, I don't hate it. Trust me. It's just like I don't know.
It is
just-
long. 2
yeah.
hours and 16 minutes.
I'm feeling the runtime.
Are you gonna join us for the TASM 2?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
Okay, sweet.
Just hoping this didn't put too bad of a taste in your mouth.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, he knows he can't outwardly say he doesn't like it around me.
hmm
This shot was in the trailers. It was so cool. Just the jump.
I was always afraid he'd be hit by that same pole he just jumped off of.
Yeah, he dodged it.
Oh, can I say something that I don't? It's not that I don't like it. It's just that it's kind of interesting about like Tom Spider-Man. I realized
Sure.
just the other day, for the MCU, Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man villains are never actually like his villains. If that makes sense.
Absolutely.
That's what I've been saying for so long. I've been saying that.
They're all
For-
connected to Tony.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
always going to
Tony.
do with Tony. It's never like an issue with Spider-Man.
Sir,
Spider-Man just
haven't I
gets-
been saying this for forever? I've been
Yeah,
I've
saying
seen
that
this for a
forever.
while. Yes.
I've been saying that forever. Yeah, so I'm right there with you.
I mean,
think it still
Mysterio's
worked, though.
entire motivation is that
You think
Tony
they
did him
still work?
wrong.
Yeah, like if Tony
Yeah.
was still alive, Mysterio would have gone after Tony, not
Exactly.
Spider-Man.
Same with Vulture. Well, I don't
Vulture's a
know.
little
Vulture-
tricky.
Vulture is a little bit different because he's only
It is.
he's Spider-Man's villain because
'Cause
Spider-Man tries to interfere.
sought him out, you know.
Yeah,
He's like,
Spider-Man
"You're an
tries to
obstacle."
interfere
Yeah,
with his plan.
I want like a true disdain for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's what I want from a villain for Spider-Man.
My prediction is we're getting Kraven the Hunter in this new Spider-Man movie.
I don't want that.
You don't want that?
No, not in Spider-Man 3.
Really?
Yeah. I don't want Kraven the Hunter.
Wait, this is sad. Pay attention.
I just realized his web shooters broke. That's why he has new ones in the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lizard.
I
bro.
never realized that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe because this movie's not that memorable.
Yeah.
Except that it is.
Leave Gwen out of it. Nah, I'm good, bro. Like,
Like, nah, we're still gonna be dating after you die. We're
He
still
doesn't
gonna
say
be
leave her
dating.
alone. He doesn't say leave her alone. He just says keep her out, like leave her out of this mess.
Who's
Yeah.
Well, that basically means don't date her.
Well, it
Like,
could have just been like, don't ask her to help you. Because today, not today, but in this movie, he literally was like, go to Oscorp and do this.
Mhm.
well, they were kind of acting like. Well, he was kind of trying to stay away from her. Like he basically broke up with her at the end of this movie.
Except he doesn't.
until
The
that
very
last
last
scene?
line. The last
Well,
line.
yeah, but you see what happens.
Well, yeah, because he feels guilty. He's
I
the
mean, it
reason that
definitely
her
affects him in
dad
TASM
died.
too.
It's true.
It affects him right here. He just screamed. He's like mad.
Yeah.
He's conflicted.
He just
It is a
this-
tough
all this
decision.
mess. He
It's
created
a
all
tough
this
decision.
mess, so
he's literally the reason that his girlfriend's dad just died. I would be a little
it's the
upset with
reason
myself.
why his girlfriend's dad died. There
That's
was
a
a
beautiful
lizard
fact.
on the loose.
And he breaks up with her like multiple times between this movie and the second one.
Yep.
That's hinted at the second one because Gwen's like,
And she's
"You've done this to me again and again. I can't live like this."
Mm-hmm.
It's not like this random decision that he has to just dump her in the second one. Like it's a conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't fully formed. I'm guessing it was just like a slow process.
Yeah, because of the gas. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Oh, the egg scene. Is this the egg scene? It should
Yeah.
be. Yeah, this is the egg scene. I love this scene.
So Connors never dies.
no.
I just realized that's a Daily Bugle news
Is it?
on the TV.
I love this scene.
No dialogue whatsoever. Just the eggs. It's so beautiful.
Is it bad that it really gets to me that they're probably all cracked the way he was holding them?
Just go with it.
That shouldn't matter to me, but it does.
I don't think they're cracked.
They're probably not cracked, but
He
I mean,
just
who
bought them.
knows?
He probably just bought them.
He was carrying around in a backpack.
In a book bag, yeah. It's-
I mean, he just got back from being Spider-Man, though, so he probably just went to the store and just put them in there for like 10 minutes. See, this is what I don't get. I don't know why he's not at the funeral, but
Dude, he feels bad. Like
Yeah,
he feels
he like
real
basically
guilty.
was the reason that he died.
that's true.
So
Wait, does Aunt May ever know that they had a thing at this point?
No, she's gonna know like. In the
No,
next
she
scene.
knows. Yeah, she shows up at the door being like, "Why didn't you come to the funeral?" And she's like, "Who is that? She's really pretty. You should go talk to
Oh,
her."
okay, that's right. Yeah, right here. Duh.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, this movie's not that memorable. So I mean,
it definitely is because I
Yeah.
just definitely remembered something. So.
I was talking about Jaren. So
Everybody's there.
That's how you know she loves him, that she's not mad at him and like shutting him out.
Yeah. She's so good.
Everybody was there. for
AJ, you can cry. It's okay.
no, I'm good, bro.
I'm about to cry.
I hate the fact that they're so good.
I know. Dude.
Oh man.
I'm actually about to cry. Like dead ass.
I'm not judging.
They're so good. They're such good actors.
He made you promise.
She should have, when she asked why he wasn't at the funeral, he should have said, "I don't have a suit. My Prada's at the cleaners."
Dang, that would be savage.
I'm gonna make that edit.
Sorry, my Prada's at the cleaners, Gwen. Along with my hoodie.
That's the only bad thing is he yells it.
Yeah.
I think that makes it funnier.
It's
father died.
really funny.
My father died. Why weren't you there? Sorry! My Prada was at the cleaners.
Have some sympathy, Gwen.
Yeah.
Dang.
You don't know what it's like.
Dude, it's so sad.
This is such a nice callback. Wait for it.
Oh, dude.
It's good. Just like his father said. His father said, be good.
Yeah, you tell him, man.
I don't see how that can't make you emotional, AJ.
And now the voicemail. I just think about Ryan's video on these two scenes. I love this speech.
Me too.
With so many resolved.
I like the shot where he's walking down the street and he like turns the corner and someone spray painted the Spiderman symbol.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they make us who we are.
Was that Uncle Ben? Was that a picture of
Yeah.
Uncle Ben? Young?
No, maybe.
Or was that
It's
his
you,
dad?
son.
No, I think that was Uncle Ben.
Was that Uncle Ben? Okay.
I don't know.
I think it was Uncle Ben.
I wasn't
Yeah,
paying
okay.
attention.
It
Okay.
makes sense because it's like a memorial to him right now.
Yeah.
Please be
I like
here.
his face when they show his face.
That is my favorite Spider-Man
home,
logo.
son.
Yeah, it's a dope logo.
You're my hero.
Yeah, it's my favorite
Oh, I love
Spider-Man
you.
logo.
Oh,
my
sweet.
God, dude. I remember Jaren just texted me one day. He was like, I love that speech. I'm like, dude, do you like this movie now? And he was like, yep.
Period. See, me and Jaren and Certain have all reached a sort of maturity in our lives. You know,
Exactly.
we're a little bit ahead of Chris and AJ. It's okay. Y'all
just-
get there.
We're just built different.
Yeah, real different.
We're just different.
Mhm.
We're just superior. Your
I
Honor, I'm
concur.
simply built different.
I love this part.
There's another.
Is that like a reference to like his journey? Who am I? Because he like doesn't know who he is.
I like how she shuns him at first.
Yeah, but those are the best ones.
This kind.
I love that so much. Look at her face.
It would have been funny if she just didn't hear him.
Like, sorry,
That
I'm
would
not
be
this
funny.
Spidey hearing what you do.
The
love
best
the
final
shot.
swing in any Spider-Man movie,
Oof.
right here.
Do not agree.
I love that shot. That shot's dope.
Whew.
I'm glad I joined because you wouldn't be talking much, would you?
I don't really talk a lot during movies. Like I feel like everyone knows that. If everyone in here knows that, though,
It's all
Watch
a one
along.
shot, isn't
Yeah.
it? This entire swing is a one shot.
Ooh.
I love that shot.
Oh crap! It's not a one shot. Never mind.
Well, now it is.
It's like two shots. Two takes.
Yeah. I mean, after that one cut, now it is.
Oh, this theme, man, it's so perfect.
With the
And now
moon.
the moon.
So yeah, see, Tom Holland doesn't hit poses like that.
I like how that went.
TASM 1 and 2 both have the greatest endings.
Well, that was a movie.
I just cried.
Okay.
I just cried.
It was a movie. It was. It definitely was.
It was the movie.
But now it's time to
That was
determine
perfect.
what are your guys' thoughts now. I'm going to start with AJ
I just gotta
Why you wanna start with
finish
me?
listening to the score.
because
Just need
I
to
know you've got the
score
most to
fade
say. I know that you had the
don't.
biggest arc.
I really don't have the most to say about this film. I really don't. It's a okay film, and I think I enjoyed it more this time because I was with you guys. And if I was watching this by myself tonight, it would have been cut off like early
Really?
within the movie. Yes, definitely,
Okay.
because I did watch it a couple months ago, and yeah, I didn't really have any desire to watch it, this soon.
Mhm.
But since we did have the watch along, it was fun hanging out with you guys. And
Okay, so
discussing it.
I'll ask you, what still doesn't work for you at this point?
Mainly just the story. It falls flat in many ways. Definitely the villain.
Okay.
The relationship.
Okay, go back to the story. How's it fall flat?
Yeah, I want a little.
The villain is not compelling to me. That's what falls flat. It's
Okay,
not.
all right.
The villain is not compelling. The relationship. I know you guys were gushing over the relationship. It's not my favorite. You know, it's just not something that I don't connect with it. I just don't connect with it personally. It's not saying that it's bad, that they're bad actors or anything like that. It's just subjective.
Yeah. Do you still prefer Peter and MJ?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I prefer Peter and MJ. That's just me though. I know not everybody's on that.
Can I ask what makes you connect to a Peter and MJ more than you would connect to Peter and Gwen?
I think it's more nostalgia because that I was like when I watched it for the first time as a kid, I was like in the 2nd grade and I went to the theaters to see it and I was just like, when I saw MJ on the screen, I was getting butterflies myself. So I think that had a lot to do with it too, and just kind of like the flirty nature of Kirsten Dunst, how she portrays that character. I don't know, it just resonates with me a lot more than this relationship.
Okay,
but
right.
yeah,
and okay, so I'm gonna do like a Letterboxd score. So out of 5 stars, what would you give this movie?
I can't remember what I gave it on Letterboxd. I probably would. I have to probably do a 2 different.
Off of this watch.
After this watch, it didn't change much, but I think I would probably give it a 3.5. Like an overall 3.5, and then like maybe 3 or 2.5. You know, for enjoyment wise.
Okay.
So,
all right. Okay, I'm gonna go to Chris next, and then I'll let Cam talk afterwards.
Okay. I did not hate this movie by any means. I never have hated this movie. I think that the relationship between Gwen and Peter is the anchor of it, and it's the heart of it. But the movie is just overly long. It is to me, and like it suffers from pacing issues because to me, and this is just my opinion. I know you all, I think, probably disagree. I don't know if AJ is in the same boat. Like I don't need 40 plus minutes to get invested in Spider-Man. I've seen a Raimi trilogy, and everyone knows who Spider-Man is. So to me, it's like they took way too long setting this up, because it's not interesting or intriguing enough to me. The Dr. Connors plotline, like I totally get he has an inspiration, but from my point of view, I don't really care about his inspiration. He's just lackluster, and the performance is not the best to me. So I'm not fully sold on that. I prefer previous villains and villains later on in the Spider-Man movies. Again, that's just my point of view. I totally respect anyone else's. The movie as a whole, I think the 3rd act is fine. Like it's just a fine movie. 3 out of 5, decent. That's not a bad score in my opinion. 3 out of 5 is not bad. In my notes, that means decent. Like it's a decent movie.
Yeah, that's not a bad score at all.
It just never really hit the home runs for me as some of these other Spider-Man movies did. And yeah, I had fun watching it though. I just kind of, by the end, I was like, man, I'm starting to feel this runtime. It does have those emotional moments though, definitely.
Okay, and Cam?
I love this movie. I definitely do see like the pacing issue. I get it. For me, like I do enjoy things like character development and stuff. So the fact that it takes like 50 minutes to get to the action doesn't necessarily bother me, but I can definitely see the like how it would lack in that.
And kind of like going off of that and just what you're saying, like the action thing, like it's like I don't. When I say that, it's not like some epic action scene.
I'm not saying you don't need action to enjoy a movie.
It's just like for the events on screen to actually have my full attention. Like the first 40 minutes is just like, okay, it's we're talking here. It's like building character development for a character I already feel like I know. That's my issue, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I think that it's building character development for other characters, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, especially because if you don't care about the characters, like if you don't care about Dr. Connors,
I don't. I don't want to.
I get that 100%. For me, when the pacing in the movie lacks, for me, Andrew Garfield picks up that slack 100%. He's my favorite Spider-Man. I think he's the best one. I think he portrays both Peter Parker and Spider-Man the best. So anytime he's on screen, I think that he just picks up anything that the movie and the writing lacks.
Okay. Fair. And for a Letterboxd score, so out of 5 stars, what would you give it?
5.
A 5 star.
She'd probably give it a 6 if she could.
Okay.
Well, I'm not like a movie critic like you guys. So I kind of don't really. I'm bad at giving like low scores. If that makes sense.
So you most likely you rank all your stuff more off of enjoyment than like the
Yeah.
making of a movie,
Yeah.
technicalities.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And certain.
Yeah. I still really like it. I still really like it. I think for me, it's like last time I watched it was like a 4.5 out of 5. I think I'm still sticking by that. I think I just don't understand the issues. You know, I just overlook all that. I think it everything makes sense. It's just a perfect Spider-Man movie. It's just that's what I want. That's what I want from Spider-Man. It just hits the mark. It just hits the mark. I really
Okay.
like it. It's funny. It's a funny movie. It's comedy.
I
It
didn't laugh
really
once.
is. Yeah.
I didn't laugh once, man, at all.
Dude, this is a comedy. This is a comedy, dude.
I
Don't
laughed
care what
at you
say,
guys.
This is a comedy.
Jokes,
This is a
but
comedy, dude.
yeah,
And the relationship,
no.
of course. It's like
If
there's
it's
like a
if
lot of
this is a
positives.
comedy, I give it half a star.
Oh yeah, I didn't even say anything about Gwen and Peter. They're everything to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Literally.
Go ahead and gush about them.
I just adore them so much. I love Emma and Andrew together, and it makes me sad that they are not together anymore. But their chemistry is everything. The way that they just stutter around each other, and the way that they look at each other, I love it. I am obsessed with them.
I would agree.
And it's a
Yeah.
good relationship, like writing wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they also did enough to like play off of it and add those extra things that made it feel more natural.
Yeah.
It all just worked very well. I would agree.
I think the CGI is great. I don't understand where the CGI complaints are coming from. I think the CGI.
I don't-
CGI was decent.
I
That's
didn't
better
hear
than I
the
remember, but
CGI
I just think
complaints.
the face is what always throws me off personally.
What face?
Yeah,
Of
the lizard's
lizard?
face I can
The
understand.
design,
but,
character design.
The more of design
I
than
think it looks
CGI, I
nice.
guess. Yeah.
it just looks good. Like it's just a good looking movie. And I did
Which-
the tone. Like the tone is like dark. It's like gritty.
I think that's why it's dark, honestly, because I think you can pull off better CGI in the dark. If I'm not wrong, like it's easy to pull that off.
Yeah, it is.
Well, also
yeah.
it's like is Spider-Man even supposed to be like a bright character?
No, I
like,
mean, think about the end of,
bad things happen to him literally all the time at every turn of his life ever. So
Think
he's a
that's a
pretty
great
dark
point.
character.
the end of the first Spider-Man movie is at night, and Spider-Man is getting, you know what, beat out of him. Like he's getting destroyed by Green Goblin. Like I love that, and that's just, oh man, it's another level.
Okay, for me, I'd probably give this movie a 4 out of 5 stars. I can see that moving up in the future, but think I had this at like 1 star at one point. This was my least favorite. I absolutely hated the movie. I've come around on it a lot. I agree with what you said, Chris, that a lot of it wasn't needed. Like the development of characters, it wasn't needed, but I'm so glad that we have it. Because
I think they kind of needed to grow Gwen and Peter's relationship. I think that's one thing that probably worked the most out of building character building.
I think the best way to describe it is while it's the whole like character development part, it kind of sucks while it's happening, but in the end, it all pays off. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like you're sitting there for 50 minutes and like, oh, this is kind of boring, but at the end, if you didn't have that, then it would be a bad movie.
Because I think these movies are so fundamentally tied to Peter's journey that it's just impossible to not do the origin and to not set it up. So you like what Peter learns in the movie, he just has to have the origin happen in order for it to pay off.
I think that's kind of where the MCU failed.
Yeah, I was
doesn't
just
have
saying,
to.
I know
No
for a
way.
fact that if it was the opposite, like if there was like almost no character development, then it would be the opposite of people complaining that you didn't get any. Like you never really fully satisfy people. So
I
it's
just
like-
think it needed to be a little bit of a better balance.
I think Homecoming pulls it off. There's like Homecoming, he has an arc that isn't dependent on the fact that he's learning his powers. Here it's like you need the origin in order for the arc to pay off. So it's like you can't really ignore
absolutely.
that.
I just thought of the movie that actually does pull it off perfectly with character development and excitement, and it's Iron Man 1. I think that's I think that might be the perfect origin movie, because you are getting all this character development on Tony Stark. You see his relationship with Yinsen in the cave, and you get to see like Pepper and all this stuff going on, but it's still intriguing. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also
That's just my opinion, though.
it's also kind of hard to compare because at the same time, Tony Stark is an adult that deals in a weapons industry, so it's a little bit of a more interesting life than a 17-year-old kid.
But I think I get where Chris is saying. Like it's more compelling than this
for
film.
sure.
Like it does balance it a lot better.
Definitely.
And that's what I mean. Like, see how like in the opening of Iron Man, like not necessarily action, but maybe intensity. Like the stakes feel higher. You know, like when he has the pressure.
Characters have
charisma. Like that. Yeah.
The characters have charisma as well.
It's Kevin Feige.
I agree that structurally this movie can be like all over the place at times, and I think, like I said when we were watching, the second half definitely has better pacing than the first. I guess for me, they both work, maybe not exactly together, but I enjoy both parts extremely well.
That's interesting. That's interesting that you say that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying I can see it doesn't bother me. Like in the entire picture of things, I can enjoy it wholeheartedly.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. It's like you kind of can't have one without the other. Like, the 50 minutes in the beginning can kind of get slow and tiresome, but without that, then you wouldn't give two craps about the end of it.
I get that. I mean, I understand that. I like what Chris was saying. Just like more compelling elements in the first half would have made it a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah.
See, okay, for me personally, like I said, I like the first half a lot. I think it's compelling enough just because it does do a great job. Like, we get a different perspective of Aunt May and Uncle Ben than we've ever seen before. I care about them immensely more than Aunt May and the MCU or the original Raimi trilogy.
Okay.
Just the encounters between him and them. Like, there's actually
but I mean, I respect. Like, we're allowed to have different opinions.
Yeah.
I care about Gwen's dad, which is like something I feel like I wouldn't care about in another movie. You know what I mean? Like they built up his character development pretty well. We got a lot of him and Peter.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's why you need the first half. It builds everything up.
And I will say that actually in this rewatch, I appreciate the lizard more than ever.
I don't know if I want to get toasty here with my takes.
Same.
Go ahead, go. Do it.
Yes, I want to hear it.
That's what this is for.
Because I feel like I'm the only one that has got these hot takes in this chat.
I don't know if this makes me heartless, but like Gwen's dad has always been annoying to me. Like I feel bad when he dies. Like I'm like, he's dead. Like it's sad for Gwen. But for him, I'm kind of like, this guy is like an a-hole to me the whole time. I know that he's like.
I have an uncle that's a cop in Ohio.
Like, you're just annoying. Like
I have an uncle that's a cop in Ohio, and he's an a-hole.
I think that no, that's the thing. I think he is an a-hole, and that's the whole point, and that's why it's
I'm supposed to care about him.
No, can I finish?
No, yeah, I'm just saying.
I think that's why it's kind of like beautiful that he kind of puts it aside for like a second at the end, and he's like, all right, Peter, Spider-Man, your boyfriend, Spider-Man. I don't like Spider-Man, but you're my daughter, so I'm gonna put my pride aside for like a second and go help him.
I don't know if I care about him more than I respect his motives.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Fair.
So it's like that Peter and Stacy, they need each other. Because Stacy reminds Peter of Ben's words, and Stacy needs Peter to like, accept Spider-Man and all that. Mm-hmm. I also think the movie's like framed, like, because you're following Peter is like framed from his perspective, so he's like kind of gonna come off as rude or annoying because he comes off that way to Peter at the beginning. That's how I see it. I think
he's not an a-hole when he asks Gwen if she wants hot cocoa.
Yeah, that's true. He's just being protective over his daughter.
She literally yells at him, and he just kind of stands there and he's like, "It's really good."
Yeah. Certain, do a little defending for yourself. I think you got a hater in the chat. When Certain says this is what he wants in a Spider-Man film, he also said the same thing about Spider-Man 2, so I can't get behind that. The logic
is not trust
there.
Issues.
Well, am I not allowed to change my opinion?
You can.
Yeah, opinions change, so I'm defending
That's a good
Certain
point
here.
That's
There's your logic.
I totally agree.
It's just like how passionate you were about Spider-Man 2. It just makes it really jarring that you've had this change of heart. I think that's what it is. It's
just that I just notice more flaws, so it's just it's just harder to enjoy it as much now. I think that's kind of.
I get that.
I'm the same way with Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I only started watching Marvel movies like 3.5 years ago, when he made me watch them, and like so Tom Holland. Well, I saw Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, at least in my life, but Tom Holland Spider-Man was like the first one I really watched. So I like was a big Tom Holland Spider-Man advocate for like the longest time. And then I watched Tobey's with Chris. And then we like didn't watch Andrew's because he was like, they're bad. We don't need to watch them.
Actually, no. We actually tried to watch them and you couldn't get into them. I think that's something that needs to be brought to light.
Hey, that's
But I mean, it's
But
okay
also,
because opinions change. You know?
That was also at
True.
the beginning of my. I never watched superhero movies at that at that point in my life. Never. I wasn't a superhero movie fan, so it took me a while to get into them.
Yeah.
But then I watched them again on my own, and now I'm like,
Fair.
I like this one better.
My opinions on the Spider-Man franchise in general change very frequently. Certain knows.
Yeah.
We have so many discussions. It's just crazy how much both of our lists have fluctuated just like in the past year.
It could change again with Spider-Man 3. Easily.
Oof.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3, I don't know. It's just a lot to think
Y'all
about.
talk about that at all?
I think Spider-Verse
Yeah.
is not getting any talk right now. Like that movie's fantastic.
I think it's hard to
Spider-Verse
compare.
is great, but like comparing it to the live action is kind of tough.
It's hard. It's unfair to the
Yeah.
live action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Spider-Verse is
I think that it's
amazing in my
significantly
opinion.
better than both of these movies, and I will stand by that. To the
Oh,
grave.
of course.
Oh, yes.
I think it's better than all
Oh,
the Spider-Man
yes.
movies.
I think it's better made. I think it is the best made. But
It
it's
is-
just
yeah.
the
it is
appeal
the best
that
one,
it's animated. There's
I
so
think-
many animated movies.
I think we all agree that it's it's the best. So that's why we're not talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you talk
I don't
about your
know.
favorite Marvel movie. You kind of
Personally,
exclude
I
any
would
of
say
them.
it's the best Spider-Man. Well, it might be the best, but it's not my favorite. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
I agree with that.
I think I
It's
agree.
definitely the best, though.
Actually, yeah.
It's definitely the best though.
I think it's the best Spider-Man movie for sure.
Yeah, it might be.
Just oh man, we could get into that in a whole video.
But so what? How are you?
It's just-
what do you
it's just
guys
really
think about
airtight.
Spider-Man 3 and all
Yeah,
the
let's
rumors
talk about
it?
Spider-Man 3. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts?
I don't know how much I
Spider-Man
believe all the
3,
rumors.
not a very good movie, but I do like it.
No, I'm talking about like the one that's coming
the
out.
new one. The new one. Oh, he gets it.
Homecoming 3. Sorry, we'll call it that.
Homecoming 3.
Homecoming 3.
I think that I don't think they should. Marvel should officially confirm any of the casting, and we should just see for ourselves.
That's so frustrating to me.
When
And
they
then, like-
confirmed Daredevil, I was really upset.
I was like, why are they telling us this? Like, what?
I feel the characters that they're confirming are like kind of their /cameos. I feel like Daredevil won't be in the movie for long.
And he might not even be Daredevil. He just
He'll
might
be a lawyer.
Yeah, he might
Yeah.
It
be
might just be Matt Murdock. Yeah.
Matt Murdock. Yeah, but
Maybe like in the very beginning
I
of the
didn't want to
movie.
know that he was a part of this.
Why
film
are
at
they
all.
revealing this? I don't get it.
Because this is the age of news.
They
Like
never
movie
did that in the
news.
past, and I don't think like
But is
they
it?
didn't say Red Skull will be in Avengers.
People
But
complain
he-
about the
Hey,
development of
well,
Tom Holland,
Red
including
Skull is not
myself.
Significant.
People
True.
complain about the development of Tom Holland, but then like we go into a movie wanting all these people and we're so excited that all these people are announced, but that means that when we go in, we're not going to be looking at Tom Holland. He's going to be in the background.
Well,
We're going
I
to
was
wait
thinking
for
that too.
all of the cues to come in constantly.
Correct.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
disagree.
Too.
I feel like if Toby and Andrew are in this movie, they'll bring them in towards the end.
Oh,
Like
I
when-
agree.
when
But don't you
Tommy-
think people are going to be going in for them, not so
Yes.
much Tom?
Yes.
Oh,
for
you mean
sure.
going into the movie? Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And a lot of
That's
people
going to
will
be
disappointed by
disappointing.
that.
That's going to
Yes.
be disappointing for people.
I'm worried.
That might be the
about
draw.
all
That might be the
hype.
draw.
So I'm really hoping that they really nail this first half. That's why I think there's a possibility we're still going to get a new villain. Like, I hope Kraven the Hunter. I think he's going to come from a different universe or something, or anybody really. But I think this could be the movie that we get like a pretty compelling arc from Tom, separate from Tony.
I think
I
Doc
hope
Ock
so.
and Electro are like the main villains because I don't think they're playing the same roles. So it's like maybe they're like from this universe now. So
I don't want Tony Stark to be mentioned at all.
I don't. Me either. I'm in the same boat.
I don't think you will.
I'm
I don't
ready
think
for.
you will.
I'm ready for him to.
Let him rest.
Let him rest.
Because Homecoming had
Let him
that.
rest.
Homecoming had that, and then he like grew out of it. But then there were like multiple appearances between that and Far From Home, so we just
Far
kind
From
of
Home.
went back into that. So then Far From Home was
Yeah.
him like getting out of that shadow again. But there hasn't really been any appearances since then, so I don't think they'll mention it now. Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm ready for Tony to be
hopefully.
done.
Robert Downey Jr. has pretty much said he's done with it, right? Like he's not even considering coming back at all.
Well, that's what Chris Evans also said.
And then he said
then-
news to me.
Yeah, and then when they
Yeah.
announced it, he was
Oh,
like,
God.
"News to me."
I think
do not
he's
want him
done.
to come back. I don't want Cap to come back at all.
He had the most perfect character arc.
Mm,
Yeah, him and Tony are tied basically for me.
Yeah.
hmm
Like
I
you
think
can't.
Tony had a way better character arc than Captain America. That's
Aren't
just
you?
me.
But
I think Tony's is the best.
isn't Tony Stark
Tony-
also like your absolute favorite character though?
No,
He
Tony
didn't
Stark.
like Iron Man.
I didn't like
yeah,
Iron Man
you
at
didn't
all.
like Iron Man.
And like by the end of Endgame, I was loving that character. So
Okay, that makes sense.
Tony's been my favorite. I mean, because I saw Iron Man back and went, oh wait, I didn't see it in theaters, but I mean, my family rented it on a DVD, so 2009 maybe. Since then, he's been my favorite. So
I saw it in theaters, and I don't remember it, and I hate myself for it.
I did not like Tony, but by the end of Endgame, it's a complete 180.
I'm glad Cap is out of the picture. It was good for him to go on.
So are we excited for these, cameos for?
I was about to ask that. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was just
go ahead.
Are we excited for these cameos from Toby and Andrew? Like, do we want more depth with these characters in Spider-Man 3? Or
I don't think we're gonna get necessarily depth because the movie's not about them, but I think we're gonna see them and it'll be exciting.
Well, it's a Spider-Man movie. I don't think it's.
But it's Tom's
Spider-Man movie. Well, they didn't say that.
What do you think will be the implications of them coming back?
Yeah,
I think that WandaVision is going to end with Wanda kind of lose. I mean, everyone kind of thinks that Wanda's going to go crazy at the end, right? And that's going to kind of play into Multiverse of Madness.
She's going to split open.
And I think that will all be something along with the end of WandaVision will tie into Spider-Man 3. I think.
What's the timeline? So it's WandaVision, Spider-Man 3, then Doctor Strange, correct?
Yes.
I think WandaVision and Spider-Man 3 are separate, but they tie in one way, which is going to be what leads into Doctor Strange.
Okay, well, I've heard some pretty reliable sources say that Tobey Maguire apparently already confirmed for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that
confirmed,
too.
Right?
I saw that too.
Isn't Andrew been confirmed?
I saw that he was.
I don't know about Doctor Strange.
I don't know if I'm just super skeptical when it comes to stuff like that. Because listen, you guys know Soups and how every time anything is ever said ever, he's like, "This is happening. This is coming back to the MCU. This is happening." Blah blah blah. Maybe I just have trust issues, but I never believe anything like that. Even if it's from discussing film, I don't. I'm unless I hear it out of Kevin Feige's mouth, I don't trust it.
You can't hardly trust anything unless it comes from Disney. Marvel Studios,
right?
It's kind of hard, but
because even if it's sources say that Emma Stone is coming to Spider-Man 3, I'm is she though?
I only pay attention to sources who have been nothing but reliable in the past.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's interesting. People are talking about the possibility of Andrew finally getting his third movie inside the MCU.
I heard that too.
I've heard they might make a Spider-Man 4.
Would you guys want that to happen?
Yes.
What, Andrews or Spider-Man 4?
Either, really.
Andrew. I would like Andrew to have a third movie if that means that we get a Spider-Gwen.
I don't
know if I want another movie for Andrew.
I don't want another movie for Andrew, but I do want Spider-Gwen movie.
And I guess if they're setting up the multiverse, Emma Stone can come in and play Spider-Gwen.
I do not want Emma Stone as Spider-Gwen.
I would give my left limb to see Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield on screen again as Peter and Gwen. I would give my left arm.
Would they do it though? Since they're split, I don't know their relationship.
Bucky, that's Bucky's arm.
Yeah, I say that all the time. I say that all the time. No, they weren't dating. I don't think they were dating during Spider-Man 2. I think they were actually broken up when they were filming the second Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah. I thought they were.
Yeah,
no,
I thought they were too.
They started dating. I think in the process of filming the first Spider-Man, and then they were together for all of that, and then I think towards the end of filming Spider-Man 2, they kind of their relationship kind of ended La La Land sort of thing. They realized it wasn't gonna work.
Okay, so they're probably good friends though, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine.
Oh no, they might not speak.
I mean, I'd love to see them back on the screen together. To me, that's a dream.
No.
Even if they don't like each other in person, they're professional actors, they can do it. I don't care.
Save it.
True. It's just hard to see it being as genuine.
I'll try. Well, I think that because I know they broke up because of. Listen, I did my research. I know that they broke up because of their jobs. So I think that they didn't break up because they didn't have feelings for each other anymore. They broke up just because of their jobs. So I think that those feelings are always there.
Okay.
Yep. They're underlined.
I hope that's the case.
You think Andrew is gonna raise her baby?
Oh my gosh! What if she's with the dude she had the baby with?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
She's gonna leave him and go back to Andrew.
Yep.
It was always you.
I think that they can still. No, I mean, I meant I don't think they're gonna go back to dating, but I think that if they were ever in a movie again, I think they could definitely tap back into those emotions for their characters.
That's a good point.
Maybe.
I think they could do it.
Whatever it would be, I feel like it'd be better than Tom and Zendaya. Listen, no hate to them, but I don't like their relationship just isn't it for me. Horribly,
Yeah,
horribly underdeveloped. Horribly.
They have a better
Very
relationship in real life than in the movies.
Literally.
Yeah, true.
The writing literally doesn't let them show it. They have a relationship kind of like Emma and Andrew. Not, they're not dating, but like they're like best friends and they're really funny together. And they don't let them tap into that ever.
Yeah.
That's
I wish they would.
Yeah.
See, I feel bad because we kind of shifted away from the movie itself pretty quickly. But I feel like when
Easy
it comes
to do.
yeah, I feel
It's
like when
easy
it
to do
comes
with
to the
this, though.
Amazing Spider-Man 2, we're gonna have a lot more to say. I feel like everyone's gonna have more to contribute to the conversation.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
But
I
I
think
mean,
so.
Because it's better.
it is better. I can't deny it's better.
It's more enjoyable.
There's definitely more going on. It might not be like necessarily, I don't know. I feel like it can get a little messy at times, but there's definitely more going on. And what do you guys prefer in a movie? If you had to pick between something being too busy and too much going on or something being boring, which one would you rather watch?
Too busy and too much going on.
Yeah, I'd rather watch.
I would rather watch boring. Honestly.
Okay, so you like this one better.
No. I don't think the second one has too much going on though.
Oh, okay.
I
think it has a lot to do, but it doesn't.
I think-
and it has like a through line. I think
If a movie has too much going on, it's usually terrible. The example would be like Suicide Squad.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were Rise of
No,
Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker. The first 5 minutes. I mean, the first
Yeah.
30 seconds really lost me. Like that's the opening crawl. But after
that's my favorite Star Wars movie.
No, it's not.
All right, good night, everybody.
He's lying. He's lying.
Oh, Jaren, I'm gonna film a video tomorrow of me recreating the very, very end of Rise of Skywalker because I have my Rey
Okay.
lightsaber.
But I was gonna say regarding what I was talking about is like if there's something too much going on, it's easier to make fun of, and if it's boring, you're just suffering.
Yeah, for sure.
There's definitely more to talk about, yeah.
Like, especially, I think one thing I want to dive into is the discussion around Electro and kind of that stereotype of a villain. We saw it again recently
no
in
sense.
Cheetah, Wonder Woman 1984.
Which sucked.
It was amazing. 5
Which sucked.
stars.
Which sucked.
I think Jaren's the only person on this panel that liked that movie.
Very
I
much
hate
so.
it. It's not something I like.
Ever since I watched it, I realized that it's just terrible.
It's a dumpster fire, man.
And to
It's
think, I thought I
really-
was coming around to you, Chris. When we had that spoiler discussion, I was like, I'm making
Yeah.
so many good points. He's actually going to like this movie.
He said, nah.
I was lying
That was
to
like
myself.
right after I watched it like a day after, and now it's been like coming up on a month. And
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
AJ.
Dude, it makes no sense.
Aging
None of
like
it makes
a fine
sense,
milk.
dude. It's like, what's going on? It's like,
why is it
nothing
2.5
makes sense.
hours?
Oh,
It needs to be, because
If a
every
movie's 2.5
minute is
hours,
enjoyable.
it needs to be like next level, in my opinion.
yeah.
Like Tenet to me was that. I know Sir disagrees, but like I just 2.5 hours of your time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
You
pretty
can't
much
have
the
It's a long
Amazing
time.
Spider-Man.
character development. You know,
Yeah, that was basically Amazing Spider-Man, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think Amazing Spider-Man
It was
2
2
is
hours,
closer.
16.
about 15 minutes off.
Yeah.
I think 2 is closer
But,
to
like,
being
the
2.5
credits,
hours.
It's credits.
It's about 2 hours and 8 minutes when the credits started rolling. So
2 is longer
Yeah.
than 1?
I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I
it
think
is.
2.
Oh, it
Okay. Then I will say that, yeah, you can definitely notice the pacing in this one because the second one feels like pretty fast.
Second one
to
goes
me.
by
Yeah,
fast.
it does.
Second one goes by
Oh,
fast.
Oh yeah, and I don't even remember really caring for that as much, but it definitely invests me quicker.
Mm-hmm.
I
for
think
sure.
you might.
Two's
I
just more
think
fun.
you might change your opinion on it.
Honestly, I'm probably gonna like it more than this now that I think about it.
I
Yeah.
think
I think I'm going to. I really do.
I think
That's
2.
what happened with my last rewatch a couple months ago. I was like, this is actually more entertaining than the first Amazing Spider-Man.
That gets me excited. I'm not mad about that at all.
No,
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch the Amazing Spider-Man 2 because I really want to enjoy it.
Mhm.
No lie, I think I've seen it once in theaters, like fully. I've watched so many different parts of it. I've seen like the last 30 or so
Well-
minutes a few times, but it's been a long time since I gave it my full attention and a full watch.
you remember
It's just-
I called
Gotcha.
you when I told you I was watching it. I remember I literally called you and I was like, "So why do people think of this movie's bad? What am I supposed to not be liking about it?"
It's odd for me to understand how you guys hate Wonder Woman 1984 though, but somewhat enjoy the Amazing Spider-Man 2 because I feel like they're similar in
there's-
a lot of ways.
One's
There's so
good,
many
one's
plot
awful.
There's so many like,
But
plot
they're so
holes.
similar.
I don't think they're that similar.
No,
They're
they're
not
not similar.
I-
I don't
the
think
whole
it's
Wish
similar
plot
at
2
all.
is a
line
good movie. They're not similar. TASM 2 is a good movie. They're not similar.
They're
I
both
don't-
great movies.
I don't know
Is
if what
absurd.
Okay,
The
okay,
Wish
okay, okay.
it is.
okay.
There's a lack of substance. I feel like in the villains of Wonder Woman.
and to counter the whole wish thing, to counter like the Infinity Stones and the Thanos argument being cheesy, like those are established in the MCU, and there's like a backstory scene that's about the Infinity Stones, and Thanos is built up to this villain, and then the Wish Stone comes around, and it's like, oh, I can wish for anything, and it just you could critique that for hours.
The Wish Stone is really like that's the bane in my existence.
The Wish Stone,
like, honestly,
single-handedly breaks the movie.
It breaks pretty much. It almost breaks the whole universe. Honestly.
I'll tell you why.
Y'all are too harsh.
The scene where Max becomes the stone entirely disappears, but then Diana just finds like the bottom part somehow. Even though it all disappeared.
I will say I was waiting for when all the wishes were reversed for the stone to be like coughed up, like out of him or something. Like, how does he not like revert back? How does the stone not come back? I will say that.
Why doesn't he turn into a stone?
Exactly.
No, because he wouldn't have been very entertaining if
It
he
would
was
have
just
saved us from watching the rest.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, definitely.
If you
Holy
can
I could wish
crap.
on the Witch Stone that the movie was over.
You mentioned Rise of Skywalker, dude, and now the whole chat is just having their own discussion
really?
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They're not even talking with us.
Ray being bad, Ray being good.
if you can create nukes from thin air, why can't you give Steve Trevor a new body?
his own body.
Because he didn't
His own
really
body.
come back. It was her perception of it.
I know,
But
why?
why do you need
Why?
that convoluted way when you can just create stuff from thin air?
You can
And
just
then-
It's
create
like-
a person.
Because truth always prevails.
Huh? Yeah, exactly.
Truth always
That's-
prevails.
Exactly.
And it was going to come
Okay.
out one way or another that she wasn't really seeing him. That the truth was
Okay,
going to come
so-
through and that he's dead.
That was the
So Barbara
getting-
wishing
we're
to be
getting
an
way-
apex predator literally turns her into a cheetah person, but Steve Trevor needs to like come back in someone else's body and like take
Okay,
them over
1 second.
and
I'm
then
going to
not
go
give
and change the
consent.
title of this to Wonder Woman 84
Ex-
spoiler
Wait,
discussion.
spoiler
While you're at it, add Star Wars to it. I want to say something about one of the comments.
No.
Wait, no, it's a nice thing. Why are you trying to stop me from saying something?
I just don't want you to
comment.
flame it
I'm
too
not. No,
hard.
I'm not. It's gonna be. It's something I saw today. So someone said she thinks she's a Skywalker, but she's not related to any one of them. I saw a thing today. That was like, in the end, the Skywalkers had the ultimate victory because, in the end, a Palpatine turned to light. And I thought that was a really cool way of looking at it.
Mm.
I have a hard time talking about that movie, to be honest.
I don't
Why?
remember that movie.
Why?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's just nothing. I don't find
remember
any
that movie.
enjoyment in talking about it.
I
I don't
could-
find any enjoyment in bashing it or talking about it at all.
I've never like been more physically let down and disappointed by a movie in theaters. Like, I was
No,
defeated
I agree.
when I walked
It
out
was
of the
a
theater.
bad. I agree. It was a bad movie. But I like talking about the ending because I know Chris doesn't like it, but I don't mind. I might.
It
I
is
might-
the dumbest thing ever.
I can't grasp why people don't like the name change. What's wrong with it?
Just-
Because who gave her the
It's
authority
silly.
to change
It's
her
kinda
name to
silly.
Literally
Skywalker?
Luke and Leia when they literally showed up and looked at her.
I'm okay. I'm at the point right
I'm
now.
not in this. I'm not in this. I'm not in this.
No, I'm not getting mad. I'm sorry. I'm not
There's a
getting mad. I'm not getting
petition
mad.
online, and I'm not childish enough to promote it or sign it, but to make the sequels not canon. And at this point, I love The Force Awakens.
No, don't even say it. That's so dramatic. That's
But
literally
like,
so
I
dramatic.
wish I've talked about this with people. Like, I wish it was possible they're not canon. I just have to kind of ignore that they are canon. If that
The
makes
Last
sense.
Jedi is amazing.
No, you can say that the movies were written poorly. Sure, 100%.
There's no
Yeah.
doubt about
I mean,
that.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
But the potential of the storyline is not bad. It was just written poorly.
Correct. The
Yeah,
Force Awakens was
Yes,
a well-written
if
movie,
it was all
and it
written-
left the door open for a lot of awesome things to happen. And then
The Last Jedi.
The
happens.
Force Awakens didn't need to be written. They just handed the script for A New Hope.
Yeah.
Oh,
We went way off
True.
the TASM.
we can
Yes,
get back.
we're
to
not on
that.
TASM anymore.
Continue
We're not
that.
on
Not
TASM.
TASM.
Let's see, how can we segue back to TASM?
We're currently on.
So Tom Hardy
Tross?
was actually
Or
in The
Tross.
Last Jedi, and he plays Venom, and Venom might come into the Spider-Man universe.
That was brilliant. Great job.
Yeah. There's a quick transition.
Okay. Well, I think the chat is completely zoned out at this point. They're all
Are we
talking
back
about Star
on
Wars.
TASM
right
now? Are we back?
Yes,
The Amazing
yes, we're
Spider-Man?
TASM. TASM the movie is what we're talking about today.
TASM love all the way.
I like it a lot. I'm glad you guys do too.
I still love
TASM
it. Yeah.
supremacy.
Also-
TASM
Decent movie to me. Decent movie. Don't
It's
hate it. Don't
fine.
love it. Decent movie.
Yep,
I'm glad.
it's
How do you
fine.
feel? Okay, besides movie aside, Andrew Garfield like himself, how do you feel about him as Spider-Man? Has he changed in terms of like your list of who you like the most? Because right now he was at the bottom. He was at the bottom. before
And if
this
so,
movie.
what is your list now?
My list is still the same. I think Andrew Garfield's a great Spider-Man, but I personally like
You think he's better than
The
Tobey Maguire?
the scene in Civil War when it says Queens and we see Tom Holland for the first time has stuck with me more than.
Oh, I don't think
yeah.
I'm not talking about
What are you asking?
Tobey Maguire. I know Tom Holland's your favorite.
Toby
but-
over Tom still, or sorry, Toby over Andrew still. personally.
Really?
Yeah.
But I don't dislike they're all really good.
Oh, for
Okay.
sure, for sure.
You know,
Same
it's-
for you,
it's
AJ?
like
I think
ranking-
we convinced Jacob Martin. I think we convinced him a little bit.
Yeah, he was like constantly like at the beginning. He's like, I don't like this. I don't like this, and he's like, I'm starting to come around on this.
I told you I'd do it. I told you it would work.
You
do
did it
it.
to somebody.
Yeah.
I
This
did it.
movie is fine. I'm not bashing it. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not
That's fair.
interesting to me.
That's fine.
Okay.
I genuinely feel like Tasm just like on like Twitter and just the internet and stuff just always gets so much hate, and Andrew gets
does.
so much hate because before I watched the movies myself, I was like, oh sure, yeah, Andrew sucks. I can't remember, and I'm sure everyone's right because that's just what everybody says.
Yeah.
But now it's
Yeah.
like, no, I disagree.
Everyone was wrong. Everyone was wrong.
I won't
And-
go that far.
TikTok is
No, everyone was wrong. They're not that bad. They're not horrible.
They're not
TikTok
horrible.
is
Decent.
There's
Tik-
worse movies out
They're
there.
definitely not
For sure.
bad. I don't think they're bad. TikTok is slowly, at least the side of TikTok I'm on, is slowly turning into more of Andrew Garfield fans. So
Do they have a bunch of like discussions on TikTok about stuff like this?
whenever I post Andrew Garfield edits, there's always people in the comments being like, Toby's better, Tom's better, blah, blah, blah. Or people being like, Andrew's the best. So yeah, it's talked
Okay.
about. Like Soups' videos, it's always talked about because he's hardcore Andrew Garfield. Like,
Oh, he is? Okay.
yeah, he
Smart
loves
man.
loves Andrew Garfield. He's just,
Smart man.
yeah, that's all I talked
I
about.
mean, yeah, he's very smart. But yeah.
I'm
I
excited
wanted-
for next week.
I am excited for next week too. Yeah, because like I said, even though I love this movie,
So
I
do we have,
definitely
like,
love
6
TASM 2
people?
more.
Do we have like 6 people next week?
Well, Soups, I guess he's gonna be a
Oh.
part of it.
I'll
Oh,
ask
Soups
him.
is going to be on?
So it's us 5,
Cool.
Soups, and didn't you say Cinema World or something? I can't remember. who you
Dwayne
said.
Miller
Oh.
from Cinemania
Dwayne-
World.
Dwayne Miller's
Cinemania
going to be
World,
on?
right?
Yeah, so I posted that I was gonna do both of these watch-alongs, and he texted me in all caps. He's like, "Jaren, can I be a part of the TASM 2 watch-along?"
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, "Sure
That's
thing,
awesome.
man."
I think he
Yeah.
likes the movie.
I love to meet that guy.
Yeah, I've never talked to him in person before. We talked on the internet, obviously, but yeah.
Cool.
That should be
Um,
cool. That'll
Awesome.
be awesome.
Yeah, if he wants Soups,
Step
I'll
in.
ask him if he was serious about it. He'll
Okay.
probably join because anything Andrew Garfield and he's in, honestly. So
And if he promotes it, we should probably have a good bit of people in here watching too.
he would
Oh, yeah,
definitely
for
promote
sure.
it. He'd be like, "Come support Andrew Garfield."
Okay, I'm not.
Especially-
Not Jaren, Andrew.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know who he was until I saw the videos with y'all, like when you were making the
Oh,
collabs,
really?
Chris.
Oh, really?
Is there a reason he has like? Is it just me, or does he have like huge
Um,
hands?
He does he what?
Does he have huge hands, or is that just my?
Okay.
He has he was born with a medical thing. So.
Let me
Oh, okay.
answer. Yeah, he's just born like that.
Okay,
There's,
I
like-
didn't know if
there's
it was
not
like.
AJ, you get
There's
Why
not
are you
even a
laughing?
word for it.
I'm
not
serious.
laughing. I'm just like, yo, bro, don't.
It was
No,
cool.
no, it's his entire comment section in every single video. He's used to it.
I don't mean it in
really-
like a disrespectful way. I was just
No,
curious.
trust me.
'Cause
he
I'm
knows
new
that.
to
He's-
it.
I saw one of his videos a long time ago. I think I noticed that, but I never really paid attention to it. I just thought it was his camera was super close or something. So it was,
No,
a
he gets
perspective
asked
thing.
that all the time.
Because I think I
He's-
saw a TikTok of his or something where he was like holding stuff in his
Yeah.
hands, and it looked, and I
His
didn't know if
most-
that was
It's like
like-
his most famous video.
okay. I didn't know if it was like an editing trick or if that's just seriously how he is.
No, he was just born like that. There's not. It's like so rare. There's not even a word for it. They're just huge and yeah,
He
weird.
seems like a cool dude though.
I know.
Yeah, super nice.
Yeah,
I
very
know,
cool.
I know someone like that has
Um,
that type of condition.
But yeah, I think that just about does it. We've been going for over 3 hours.
So, case in point, Tasm is good. You're all wrong. Thank you for watching. See you next week.
Finally, me and Certain can finally agree on something. Whew.
Do you guys not agree normally?
Finally.
No, I
No,
feel like we normally don't
not
agree on
very
stuff.
Well, that's good that
I
you
don't
found
think we do.
some common ground, I guess.
Proud
I'm
of
sure
us.
there's something else. Maybe.
Neither one of you guys like in-game, right?
Possibly.
You
I
agree
love
that
Endgame.
Far From Home
Oh.
is not good? I heard that.
Oh yeah.
Far From Home.
Okay, so we have the same Spider-Man opinions.
Yeah.
Period.
Pretty much, yeah. That's fine.
Okay, so
Wait, Certain, do you like Bucky Barnes?
Yes.
We're best friends.
I feel like a lot of
That's all
people
that matters.
don't not like him.
Yeah, most people like Bucky.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
Far
like
From
if
Home
people
was very
don't like
bad.
Bucky, they gotta choose.
All right, but anyways,
Yeah, we don't want to open the floodgate for that. Go ahead and wrap
Yeah,
it up.
that's gonna be
Yeah,
a
we're
whole
gonna go ahead and
nother
wrap
hour.
it up here.
It was a,
4
It's gonna be a
a.m.
whole
was
nother
a-
hour.
it was a joke.
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, though. So I'm gonna go around the table and let you guys just shout yourselves out. I have all your links down below in the description, but you can just say it anyways. I don't have your stuff down below, Cam, but
Fine. Don't worry about it.
okay. AJ, tell people where they can find you.
Yeah, thank you for having me on here, man. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun talking to you guys. Even though this is not my favorite movie, I did have a fun time hanging out with you guys and talking. But yeah, you can find me on AJREACTS2 YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Letterboxd, AJREACTS2 all across the board. I talk movies, TV, music, all kind of pop culture stuff like that. So yeah, thanks again for having me on.
Of course, man. Certain. What about you?
Well, yeah, thank you for having me on. I did have a good time. Always down to watch TASM, kind of like a ritual. You can find me on CertainVids on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd. I think that's it. I've got some stuff planned. I'm not gonna announce it yet. I think I already announced some stuff, but I'll put more stuff out there. But you can find me on YouTube. Obviously, link in the description. And thank you for having me on. Tune in next week where we convince the world that TASM 2 is good. And again, thank you.
Heck yeah. And Chris and Cam, what about y'all?
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube at FilmStock, Instagram FilmStock, Letterboxd at FilmStock. My name Chris will pop up, and TikTok at Chris.Bowie. I'm taking over TikTok anyway. Thanks for having me on, man. It was a lot of fun. Even though I don't love the movie, I still think it's decent, and really excited for next week's watch along.
Sweet.
You got anything you want to say?
I have a TikTok, Cameron Silas. I have a YouTube, Cam Silas. I post like once a month because I'm really bad at filming YouTube videos.
Sweet. Okay. And if you're on my channel, obviously you know where to find me. All of my links are down below. Pretty much, you can find me anywhere on Jaren. It's at Jaren Talks. That's my handle. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's still in the chat who stuck around to watch the movie with us, have conversation, and I'm sorry things kind of went into a different territory, an odd, strange territory of not TASM. But we reverted back to it. I hope to see all of you guys next week in the chat as well. There's hopefully some more people as well to talk about the best Spider-Man movie, objectively
So true.
or subjectively. But yeah, that about does it. So until next time, guys, peace out.